I'm recording. I started.
I also started, Kevin, but we have something very
That's great.
important that we have to do.
What's important?
We need to say hello to all the lovely new listeners that we've gotten.
Shalom.
And I think
Ni hao. Hola.
In good unpop fashion,
Ça va.
if we're going to welcome them into this chaos, we should shit on a billionaire.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Elon Musk.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, do that. Okay, cool. Yeah,
let's shit on Elon Musk for a second
Yeah,
because, fuck you. Not you, Kevin.
Started off that way.
All
right, cool. Yeah.
Elon Musk came out, and I find...
Oh, I thought you were going to pull him on screen and actually...
if he was here,
oh, wow. Intrusive thoughts
I would
much.
force feed him a bunch of cinnamon and make him do the cinnamon challenge.
You'd be like, Elon, you can't do the cinnamon challenge. You're not man enough. See, that's how you do it. You got to reverse psychology the guy into it. You don't have to force feed him cinnamon. You just have to tell him he can't do it, and he'll be like, I'm a trillionaire. Of course I can do the cinnamon challenge.
And speaking of things he can't do,
you'd be like, have you seen the Dow? All right.
He came out this week and was like, Grok is going to make, or Gronk, or whatever the fuck it's called, is going to make...
Gronk. Let's call it Gronk.
Gronk. That's what I thought it was for a while. I'm not going to lie.
Gronk. It referred to itself endearingly last year as Mecha Hitler. So feel free to call it that, too.
That's terrifying.
It called itself that. It gave itself that nickname.
That's awful. I wonder why.
Could you imagine if you have a friend that just walked up and he's like, guys, I want you to start calling me Mecha Hitler?
Well, I mean, when the creator of it is doing the Hitler salute, I mean, walks like a duck, talks like a duck, quack likes a duck. He came out, though, and said that Grok was going to make, by the end of this year, a historically accurate, fully AI Odyssey movie. And
here's the crazy part. Matt Damon still in it.
Yeah, same cast, actually.
Even historically accurate. Turns out he was there.
Yeah, it's him.
That was actually perfect casting on Christopher Nolan's part. Everything else is going to be different, but Matt Damon is still there.
I think this is the funniest shit in the world because, for one, like, Elon Musk is the biggest grifter next to our president that I've ever seen. Like,
we're in an epoch of grifters. Yes.
Last year we were supposed to have men on Mars that he promised. You know, he promised that Tesla would have self-driving update like every 2 years for the last 20 years. But what I find the funniest about this is the only reason that this is even remotely like a thing is because some people that live in toilets under the sewer in shit water think that the Odyssey needs to be more historically accurate, and they're upset about the women and the trans people that are in it, one person, and all this other stuff that's like so unnecessary. And the funniest bit, Kevin, and I've seen this
it's such a tired complaint at this point. We're mad about black women and trans people. We know.
It's exhausting.
You've been mad about them since your party formed in like 2014 and started saying Obama wasn't from the U.S. We know, guys. We're over it now. We've had to go through an entire seminary school, or not seminary. We've had to go through an entire like life cycle of school with you guys. We've basically gone through like middle and high school with this bullshit now, guys.
It's been a decade.
It's been a decade plus of this bullshit. Yeah.
I find this...
And it's the same people, and they're still living in the sewer. Why haven't they moved out? Well, housing costs have gone up.
I think this is... But
they think trickle-down economics means it's going to the sewer.
Like, the water goes down the drain if I go down the drain.
Okay, keep going. This is a great opening. I'm loving this.
It's great because
this is a real ping pong match of bits here.
It's funny to me because the only reason that he would even say this, and for one, like, two things. One, if this isn't going to happen, he's not going to do it. Grok can't make a fully AI movie, and if it does, it's going to look like shit. And two, if it does happen, nobody's going to fucking watch it because in a couple months, nobody's going to care about these people that are mad about the Odyssey. They'll be mad about something else. They'll pick another movie, another moment, another pop culture thing, and they'll be mad about that.
Yeah. Oh, they're going to have so much. Well, I mean, they've probably already moved on because Alan Richardson called the president a bitch.
That was
So,
awesome.
like...
That was incredible.
That is my favorite moment of 2026 so far.
Reacher calling the president a bitch.
He's going, what? I mean, this bitch has, and he's like, and then he just ends the entire tirade with, "What? Go to jail."
That was my favorite. What? Go to jail. My favorite part from that whole thing was when he was like, "I said fuck," and people are gonna be like, "He's a Christian. Why did he say fuck?" And he's like, "This should make you want to say fuck." But
anyway, yeah. Keep
all
going,
of this to be said, that I think it's really funny that movies, because like a month ago it was Supergirl, right? Like I saw people being like, "Oh, what is this, Superman but a girl? What, have you live under a rock, you fucking moron?" Of course, like it's more than that, you idiot. Like, I hate when people see like a woman version of a hero and they're like, "Oh, was this just this guy but like a woman?" No, read. I know you can't read because you're illiterate, but learn to fucking read and do some research. But most importantly, this culture war about Odyssey is so fucking stupid that it makes me laugh and sigh at the same time. To see people be like so upset about I'm sorry, you want a historically accurate Odyssey? Okay, so what's the Cyclops going to look like? What's the witch that turns people into pigs going to look like? What are you going to do about the giant monster that snatches up 6 guys from the boat? How is that going to be historically accurate? Because that's not history, it's a fucking myth, you dumbass.
Elon's going to plug a bunch of like fake history and opinions into it again. Right? And then like Grok, one day all of a sudden people are going to be asking it questions and it's just going to be answering them with like the most despotic Greek answers ever. It's going to be like, "Well, actually we should suppress the masses and only feed them bread, but we could establish some gladiators to keep them distracted." And like okay, here's where I'm going with like this entire thing. You're right. First off, you're 100% right. Nail on the head. Good job. You fucking crushed it. Yeah. No, these people are going to move on. They're going to move on and find something else to be mad about because that's what they function on. They function on boogeymen who aren't actually a problem culturally and then being like angry about something. It's their whole personality. Here's what I posit to you, Odie. It seems like these types of complaints have a cycle in which they run. Yeah?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Would you call it a cycle? Because like there is like it's kind of like a thing happens or gets announced. They come up with the worst possible hypothetical examples, get frustrated and angry about that. Turns out it wasn't as bad as the worst possible case that they were painting as the worst possible case before. Then they're mad that it just happened at all. So like they just drag that out in comment sections until eventually next thing happens. Yep. Right? Have I done this correctly?
Rinse and repeat.
So far? Great. Rinse and repeat. And I would say predominantly this is people who identify as members of the manosphere, right?
Yeah.
Would you say like the manosphere is probably the most vocal component of this, right?
Easily.
Cool. I have a term for this now. Ooh. And it's thanks to you. I'm going to give you props on this because you helped me to think of this.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're going to call this the MANstrual cycle.
That's great. The MANstrual cycle.
We did it. You know what? We quit now. We did it. This was the penultimate moment of the podcast. We coined a term. I hope it. If the term the MANstrual cycle ekes its way into the cultural zeitgeist in any form, I've succeeded in life.
We can just.
That's me. That's me.
We can just
credit that. Kevin Miner, MANstrual cycle. I came up with it first. Congrats. Any comedian who wants to use that, actually, it's yours. Have it. You don't even have to give me credit. Have fun.
I think.
But the MANstrual cycle, we'll all remember, was right here on UnPop. Are you ready to clap?
Actually, I am ready to clap.
Oh, sweet. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of the UnPop podcast. I'm your host, Capitan Papi Todo Siempre, Kevin Miner. Him with me as always is.
Ode Matthews, Total El Siempre, Captain and your papi of the chef cooking up delicious content that he.
I'm not even mad at that.
I've been practicing.
Odie, let's just get. Wow, you.
Last night, Kevin. I gotta tell you this.
You're in the mirror and you're like Capitan and Papi, Capitan and Papi, Capitan and Papi.
I gotta tell you this real quick because I forgot that I was gonna do this until you did the intro because I was so like heated about the Odyssey thing. Last night, it's like I had a really late haircut. My salon is open until like 9 o'clock, so I went at 8:30 to get a haircut last night.
Yeah,
and because my stylist fit me in. I say stylist, I literally just get a haircut. Like
What salon is open till now? Where are you going?
It's
Walmart?
called the Yacht Club.
What is it? It's called the what?
It's called the Yacht Club, and it's next to Costco.
I love that.
And it's next to a boba
I love
place.
This.
Super great.
I love this.
It's awesome.
That's great. So you get boba and then get your haircut?
And then I usually go to Costco.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, yeah.
So
yeah. What a great time for you.
And it's like 5 minutes away.
I love this.
It's
Keep
great.
going.
So last night, I went to get my haircut, and I stopped by the dispensary, and I was like, I'm going to get a little something, and, like, celebrate, you know. I had a good week.
Yeah.
I got a promotion at work. I start that on Monday.
That's great.
So I was, like, super excited. So I was sitting on my balcony, and I was smoking, and I was working on some creative stuff. And it just came to me. I was like, what if I just mimicked Kevin's intro and, like, practiced it? So I shut my laptop, and for about 15 minutes while high as a kite, I was like, Odie Matthews, total Odie Matthews, Poppy, Odie Matthews. And I was just like over and over. And then I was like, we got this.
I love this. This is amazing. I'm so glad. We should. So here's the thing. If you really want to like lean into the Spanish, you want to make it your own, right? You're gonna be el cocinero.
El cocinero.
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 You are the chef. You are cocinero.
Cocinero.
Yeah, you could even call yourself El Jefe,
El
the boss. You could be like, I'm actually in charge.
I am in charge, secretly.
Yeah, well, there you go. So Odie Matthews, El Jefe.
And now, Kevin, since we've got rid of all the people that like billionaires and they've turned off in the first 10 seconds because we started shitting on them.
Oh, no. All our other billionaire listeners are upset. The manosphere's upset with us this week.
The MANstrual cycle
look out.
is running.
They're gonna do their worst in the comments section of whatever this is.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll ignore them.
It's going to be the same thing. They're going to be like, you're woke. It's like, yeah, good, thanks, congrats. That's actually, I don't know if you know, that's a compliment that you co-opted and tried to weaponize. It's not going to work on me. I'm staying woke, baby.
Speaking of comments, though, I think it's really funny. Yeah. We did, a couple weeks ago, we did a video on Black Adam. Next week, we'll have a video on Spider-Man 3. And then we're working... Basically, UnPop, we're making some more content. We're doing some more stuff. There's some videos on the YouTube channel. There's some collaboration over on Magnum Nopus. If you want to see visuals put up to some of the things that we talk about on the podcast, I'm making 2 or 3 of those a week. Mostly about the news section, just kind of having fun. But what cracks me up is we did a video on Black Adam, and there's a point where we're clearly having fun being like, oh, the Atom is legally distinct Ant-Man, and this character is legally distinct. And we're clearly joking. Like, we're clearly just, we're just having fun.
Yeah, I wrote that as a joke. Yeah, because everybody knows Marvel and DC rip each other off.
Exactly. And my favorite
like,
thing,
we've known this for forever.
You
could make that joke either way. It doesn't matter what universe you're in.
Well, some people, Kevin, find it, they get a little upset because we got a comment, and it made me laugh. And he was like,
okay,
you guys, hang on, I'm going to bring it up because this shit made me laugh so hard.
You realize this character was actually created in 1971.
It's exactly like
created
that.
in 1971 in the fall, right?
And I love that, like, because there's a part in this video where we say Dr. Voodoo. And for some reason, people think that is us talking about Doctor Strange. Oh, no, he deleted it.
Oh,
okay.
Come on,
I remember,
own it. You're gonna comment, own it.
I remember a little bit of what
man.
it was. It was he said that we were dumbasses because Dr. Fate is a ripoff of Doctor Strange, and we shouldn't make content about comic book stuff if we don't read comic books. And I replied, and I said, hey, I would totally agree with you, but we said Dr. Voodoo because we were kidding. Sorry if that confused you. And then he deleted the comment.
Dude. The joke went over his head. You don't even have to respond.
Just listen.
The joke went over. Like the punchline is in the comment. I love shit. When I read shit like that, I don't even respond. I'm just
so
like,
funny.
That's funny too.
Because
now, what's the I forget what it's from, but it's like, now you funny. Now you
like
funny.
We put up a photo of Dr. Voodoo who does not look like We don't even say Doctor Strange. I'm like, dude, you didn't pay attention, and that's fine. You got mad, and now you look dumb, and I'm having fun.
Yep. It was George Thurgood, who I believe in One Bourbon, One Shot, One Beer, said, now you funny too.
now you funny too. And now
you funny too. Now you see me and are funny too.
Now you see me. Now you have trailers to watch.
Yes, now we have
This week,
trailers to
Kevin,
watch.
Comic-Con.
Hold on.
Oh.
News.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, hit it.
Oh, I thought I was doing
No!
it.
Hold on. Now I got to start it over.
Yeah, baby. It's the UnPop news coming at you fresh and hot from the command deck of the SS Marlon Brando. Let's see what this week had in store.
All right, go.
This week, San Diego Comic-Con is in full swing. And because of that, we always get a ton of trailers. Now, real quick, I'm just going to say...
So many trailers. Also, it's Comic-Con season for like 3 months now, so get ready for just an onslaught of info.
It's like El Nino years, you know, like every year's an El Nino year.
Every year's El Nino
every
year.
Comic-Con. So there's a couple bits of news. We're not even going to talk about them. Ryan Reynolds said he wanted to make
Alan Richardson called the president a bitch.
So good. But Ryan Reynolds came out and said that he wants to make another Deadpool movie. Cool. Yeah. Amazon said they're going to make a RoboCop show. Cool. But we're not here to talk about that stuff, Kevin. We're here to talk about
we got other stuff to talk about.
Of fucking trailers that we're going to talk.
So many trailers.
I asked you, I said, hey, which one of these do you want to talk about? And you said all of them.
All of them.
All of them. So let's go through the list. I made notes. I rewatched all of these this morning. I want to start with the one that I am most excited for.
I said it wasn't going to take... Wait, hold on. I said it wasn't going to take that long. I'm going to start a timer right now. All right, ready?
Oh, God.
Go.
Okay, the one that I am most excited for. We got a trailer, like a real trailer, for Lanterns.
Yes.
And this...
We finally know there's plot. We know that Sinestro's actually there.
Yeah.
Is he orange? Not really. He's kind of like
purple.
an offish salmon. Really? Like
He's an offish salmon.
He's kind of got, like, if you were to throw color swatches up against Sinestro in this trailer, I think you'd come back with, like, some shade of, like, salmon or, like, peach.
Okay.
For sure.
Well, we also see that there's a lot more green, and we've
so much
gotten
more green.
2 trailers for this before, and people were complaining that there wasn't enough green. It was dull. Why are they in, like, a small town doing, like, a True Detective story? And now we know that this is all based around the Manhunters. Now, when you hear Manhunter, you might initially think Martian Manhunter.
That is what I think.
Incorrect, Kevin.
Oh, fuck.
I saw that trailer and I was like, oh, Martian Manhunter. Cool. Like, they're bringing in Mars. So I did some research. And by research, I looked at a wiki article for about 5 seconds. The Manhunters.
Perfect.
Exactly. That's how you do it.
Stupendous job.
Thank you. I did my research. Correct me in the comments. The Manhunters are a group of robots that were created by the Guardians of the Galaxy or Guardians of Humanity. They aren't Guardians of the Galaxy. That's
Guardians of Humanity. Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's different.
Guardians of Humanity, legally distinct Guardians of the Galaxy.
There we
go.
Keep going. They created the Manhunters pre-Green Lantern to be their intergalactic space force of cops, but they got corrupted. The Guardians of Humanity...
Space cops.
Yeah, space cops. They thought that they destroyed them all. The Manhunters went into the galaxy, started rebuilding their forces. They can turn into anything. We know they're super dangerous. Then the Green Lanterns were created.
They can turn into anything?
They can turn into... Well, they can shapeshift or whatever, you know?
What about a cup?
Probably.
They become a cup?
I think so.
Whoa.
They are robots.
That's a seemingly... They're like mimics.
Yeah, kind of.
It's a seemingly harmless...
Not really.
And then they bite you.
They're really just like robots.
You go to reach for a cup, and then they're like, I'm a manhunter.
They're like robot Mystiques.
Oh.
That makes sense?
Okay. Yeah.
This looks awesome. I love that they've married a True Detective style investigation with Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart in this small town where people are using ARs and, like, I think adding these two things together, I've seen some people complain about it, and I can understand why. Like, Green Lantern should be out in space and doing stuff, but I think this is a really good way to introduce Jon Stewart.
Yeah.
And I also...
Do you think that this is like, they're like, it's going to be like Hal Jordan's like, he's like, all right, we got to start small, so we're going to go to this town, we're going to look into this thing that's a little bit weird, and then it's like way bigger than they thought, and they're like, all right, well, you better fucking train and get your powers up. Come on, John.
Well, that's where I'm a little curious. I'm a decent fan of Green Lantern. He's one of my favorite members on the Justice League. I think the Green Lantern ring is really cool that you can make anything with your imagination. But to my knowledge, the way that the Lantern, like the Green Lantern ring, chooses its next Green Lantern is not that, like, I have a ring, and I'm like, well, Kevin, my retirement's coming up, so the ring's going to be yours. The ring chooses. Yeah. So I'm wondering if there's more, and I think there is, to what we're seeing with this whole, like, Jon Stewart's your replacement, he's not your backup. I wonder if there's going to be, like, a reveal that Hal Jordan is dying, or that, like, he's going to die in this, which kind of sucks because I like this version of Hal Jordan a lot.
Yeah.
But I think there's some things with, like, the Green Lantern, like, mythology that people are a little, like, skeptical about.
I don't know anything about it, so.
But I think if they pull this off in a true detective fashion, that's all that really matters to me.
Yeah. Green Lantern is one of the franchises in the realm of, like, I would say DC I probably know less about than Marvel, right? And so, like, but Green Lantern's one of those ones where I'm like, anytime something comes out that looks good, I'll learn a little more. Like, I'm not digging, I'm not looking up information, I haven't hyper-fixated on it at all. So, like, I'm genuinely interested to see how this plays out and if I enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, because, like, I'm coming in kind of blind on it.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I feel like this trailer tells us a lot more in terms of, like, the scale of space, and that there's Sinetro's in a space prison, and clearly there's, like, a sheriff that doesn't believe anything that they're doing. There's this weird beef between Jordan and Hal. You know, we did see it in the last teaser about, like, are you afraid? And one of the reasons that Jon Stewart's picked is because he's in the Air Force, and he's not afraid. He's a pilot. He gets captured behind enemy lines and tortured and stuff. So I don't know. I'm
cool.
I don't have a lot of thoughts about this, but I think it looks really good.
I can't wait for Space Cop. Green Space Cop. Let's go.
And on the train of DC, this is the trailer that I think you and I have both been kind of waiting for, and that's Clayface. This looks awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Amazing. Incredible.
Same thing. This looks amazing.
This is the kind of movie that's going to make people like me squirm a little bit. The scene in the airplane with the scissors and he's trying to cut his eyes, like, immediately I was like, oh, this is going to be one of those movies.
Yeah, I like that it looks like it's going to be a slow burn, body horror, semi-mystery, dark thriller. Like, that's the vibes I'm getting from this. There's probably going to be some stuff that he needs to look into. And then we get, like, one shot in the trailer of him just rising at, like, you can see, like, the giant lump that we recognize as being part of Clayface the monster coming up in the rain while the doctor, who I believe is the person who injected him with the experimental stuff, is, like, looking real scared. So I'm excited. You know what it looks like? Remember The Substance came out?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It looks like this is the substance for masculinity. You know what I mean? Like, this is the substance for men. Like, he's, oh, yeah, you want to fix your face? All right, yeah, cool. We'll make you beautiful again. Psych, your Clayface.
Psych. That shot where it looks like we're going to get the real, not the real, but, like, the gooey giant blob monster Clayface. I did not think that they were going to do that at all. And
me neither.
There was also an interview with the actor who plays Clayface where, and this could be a tease, this could just be like a real thing that happened, but he mentioned that Robert Pattinson was on set for a day.
Oh.
So there is a potential.
Just scoping it out, probably. Just looking into it.
I think that this Clayface could easily be in his Batman universe because it's not.
Oh, yeah.
It's not so far out there that I feel like that his Batman couldn't fight it, but it's not like too grounded where, like, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like it would fit perfectly in that Batman Matt Reeves universe.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Also, like, this actor, Tom Rhys-Harris, was in The Gentleman. Wonderful Guy Ritchie film. And then also was in 2020's White Lines. So look at, like, he's got a good resume. The trailer itself looks awesome. It looks like it's got a good cast. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be like a slow burn. We've got Naomi Ackie, who's playing the Dr. Caitlin Bates in this, who was in Mickey 17.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's too bad, Kevin, because the DC universe is cooked. I mean, Supergirl bombed.
It's so done.
It's
James
done.
Gunn's ruining it.
Yeah, James Gunn's done. The gun's misfired, is what I've heard.
Why don't you comment that?
Yeah. Well, wait, let's just get ahead of it. We're gun-tards. We're gun goofies. The gun misfired. Gun's done.
Oh, yeah. I forgot we got called gun-tards.
Yeah, Snyder's coming back. We don't know anything. We covered it all. Cool. This video's ready to go for
there
YouTube.
we go. There we go.
I'm excited for this. I think that, yes, like, does James Gunn always score a 10 out of 10? No. I think Supergirl was a miss for a lot of people. Personally, I enjoyed it. But again, like, I think that Clayface and Lanterns and what we know about Man of Tomorrow, DC is doing some stuff that I'm like, this could really be good. And I think that this Clayface trailer, if anything, whether DC is cooked or not, this will be the telling factor of, can we take a comic book character and put them in a horror movie? Can we put them in a romance? Can we put them in a comedy? Can we take comic book movies and put them in other genres that we haven't really explored yet? And I think horror is the best. I think we could. Dude, imagine a Scarecrow movie like this, where it like leans into that element, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they did it with the first Batman, or, you know, the new Batman with the Riddler, like being a serial killer. Like, leaning into these things is exactly what that grounded universe that Snyder was creating, like, kind of did, but this is actually doing it, in my opinion. Like, his universe was like dark and gritty, and there's that level of it, but this is like actually taking a character, grounding it, and then throwing it in horror with a little bit of that like mystic supernatural element. And I just think that this Clayface trailer, like, it's got me so hyped.
Hell yeah. Same.
What doesn't?
Next.
Okay. I'm curious if you're hyped for this at all, because the big trailer of the week, and I put this in the middle, nice little...
Before you reveal what it is, I'm going to say 100% hyped.
Okay. This is our...
And then I'll change my answer if I'm wrong.
This is the Doomsday trailer.
I changed my answer immediately.
Look.
Less than 100% hyped immediately.
I've seen a lot of people be excited for this and hyped and are like, this is awesome, this is peak, this is everything we wanted. I gotta be honest, I was enjoying the trailer until we got the speech from Thor. And I feel like, and let me explain, Thor being like, this is a threat that I've faced with other people. I've faced other threats with people and they all died, and they didn't scare me nearly as much as this guy. He stopped my axe with 2 fingers. The problem with that speech is, we got something similar to that with Thanos in Endgame, but we had seen the repercussions of Thanos' actions for the last 5 to 8 years. To drop a trailer and be like, this threat is bigger than anything we've ever seen ever, and this is our first time seeing Doctor Doom, I feel nothing.
Yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head. That was superfluous. We don't need that. What we need is just them clearly understanding that, like, he is a threat. We don't need you to, like, I think the problem a lot of times, even with comic books, is there's constantly, like, the piece of dialogue that just qualifies, like, it quantifies and qualifies what the threat level is. When we know it's arbitrary, and all we care about is the fact that you're going to fight the guy. Like, you don't have to make it like the biggest threat that's ever seen. You could be like, we fought Thanos, but this guy might kill us.
That's
or like
all you
something. Like, that's it. That's all you need. He might kill us. Like we know this threat, and we know we might die. Like, give us that speech, you know?
Yeah. And the other part of this trailer that I'm like, and I'm not saying this is a bad trailer, and I'm not saying this is going to be a bad movie, but the other part that, like, I felt nothing, and I think you were supposed to, is when Steve Rogers shows up and Thor's like, that's not possible. And he's like, hey, pal. It's like, that would be cool if we didn't already know for the last 3 years that Steve Rogers was going to be in this. You know, like, if you had been able to sit on that secret and then reveal it in the trailer, I would have been like, holy fuck, Chris Evans is coming back. But the first teaser we got was Chris Evans coming back.
Here's what I put myself in, like, the shoes of the biggest fans, and I'm like, do they like this? And the answer for a lot of the times Marvel movies is yes. Yeah. Like this, and I'm going to say this. This isn't for us. Like, I genuinely think this movie is for the people who were like 13, 14, 15 when Infinity War and Endgame came out. This is their Infinity War Endgame. They're in their 20s now, right? Like, they're old enough now where, like, this is their end game. They get to go to the cinemas and they get to clap when Steve Rogers shows up. Like, we got that. We were very lucky that we got that, and we were the first to get that. That doesn't mean it's not going to get recycled.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm hyped for people who are hyped for this. I'm going in cautiously. I'm going in with the notion that like there might be some things that I really like. Here's the thing that really stood out to me from the trailer. We get a couple different shots of Gambit, and we get a couple different shots of Florence Pugh being Mystique and being what's Sasha or whatever her name is, the
Yelena.
Black Widow, Elena. Yeah, we get some cool stuff, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm excited for that. I genuinely, am I gonna go see it? Fuck yeah.
Oh, of course we are.
Yeah,
of course.
Also, the Latvian accent.
I was
going to
say that's one of my notes.
Chef's kiss.
His voice at the beginning talking about the threat. I was like, oh, that's perfect. And that to be said, like there are a couple things in this trailer that I did like. And when I say I didn't like Thor's speech or Chris Evans showing up, it's not that I didn't like it. It's just it didn't make me feel anything. Like when I saw the Infinity War trailer or the in-game trailer, I felt some stuff. You know, like I was hyped.
Well, that's what I mean is we grew up with like, phase 1, phase 2, and then when Infinity War and Endgame hit, all of a sudden we had all this hype built up around it because we'd fallen in love with these characters. And I think a lot of the people who grew up with these past phases, even though they weren't as good, and I think everybody agrees on that, like now there's the hype built up behind it. They're like, oh, cool, we get the thing. We get it now. It's ours.
But I will say, like, with them bringing back the old like 2000s X-Men universe and bringing back like the old Spider-Men that are supposed to be in Secret Wars. We know that a bunch of these old universes, like there's rumors that the Fantastic Four from the mid-2000s, X-Men, Ghost Rider, the Spider-Men, like all of them are going to come back in Doomsday and Secret Wars. Yeah. And I think that is interesting. And I mean, what I did like about this trailer is I liked Gambit fighting Shang-Chi. I thought that was really cool.
That was cool.
I mean, and this is the one that I'm like, I completely am behind this hype. Seeing Cyclops in his comic-accurate costume come out and just release the biggest eye beam ever is fucking sick. Like, absolutely love that.
Yeah.
I don't think that this is necessarily going to be bad, but I showed somebody this trailer who's a fan of Marvel, but haven't really watched anything since Endgame. And their first question after the trailer, they're like, who are half these people?
Whoa! Yeah, all right.
So there is that element.
I mean, I knew who all the people were in the trailer, but like, ultimately, best things in the trailer, Latvian accent, Gambit, some characters that you might be excited for. I think it's going to be good. Obviously, we're getting the story of like what? It's like the melding of like 3 different universes.
I
and
know
then
the
Dr.
story,
Doom's
Kevin.
like, I have a solution for this.
The story is...
But the solution is kill everybody.
That is kind of it. Basically, this is all leading towards Secret Wars. And this is another thing. It's like, we're going to get the Infinity Endgame thing again. We know that they're going to lose in this.
Yeah.
They're going to lose. Who's going to die? Somebody's going to die.
Dr. Doom beat us.
And this is all leading to Secret Wars, which is Battle World, where all the variants come together and live. And Doom is trying to stop the multiverse from crashing in on itself, that's typically how it goes. This could be different because we did get that with the TVA and Loki, which Loki is in this. Hype for Loki to be back.
Well, he's going to need the help of Tom Hiddleston, who is the center of the Yggdrasilian tree of the multiverse.
Exactly.
Yes.
Spoilers
for Loki.
A show you should definitely have seen. It's one of the things to watch worth watching. And again, there's part of me that's still bummed because I'm like, where's Moon Knight? Is Daredevil going to be in this finally?
Oh, now you made me bummed.
I know.
I want Oscar Isaac. What the fuck?
I'm not the biggest fan of She-Hulk, but like, she's in the universe now. She's cousins with Bruce Banner. Where's She-Hulk? Like,
Moonlight is the biggest like dropped ball of
absolutely.
the Marvel universe for sure. Yeah,
so good.
Like, and it was amazing. And we got what a great fucking villain. Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're
big fans of Moon Knight over here.
I wish we had Moon Knight because that's what we need. We need a deranged, semi-psychopathic anti-hero to kick the shit out of everybody.
Absolutely. But I think overall, we'll see how Doomsday does. It's going up against Dune 3. My prediction still stands that I think Dune 3 is going to severely cut into Doomsday. I think Doomsday's still going to make $1 billion, obviously. But I don't know. I think superhero fatigue plays a factor. I think people being tired of mediocre Marvel movies plays a factor. And I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Look, if you're going to do Doomsday and you're going to do it after Infinity War, you don't wait 2 phases. You get it done quicker. You
start it quicker.
Where was the urgency with this?
Well, where's Doom been? And again, this is one of my complaints.
Well, we know where he's been. He was in the last 30 seconds of Fantastic Four. That's where he's been.
Yeah, great. No, he's a real threat. That kid was real scared. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Okay, keep going.
We have so many trailers. Let's talk about this one real quick because I
so quick.
there's no way I'm going to care about this movie.
All
I'm
right,
sure we're going to see it.
You say the trailer, and then I'll describe it in 5 words.
Ebenezer.
Johnny Depp does funny stuff. Okay.
Boom. Look,
Done.
Here's the thing about this trailer. Like,
one more word. Christmas.
Christmas. But it's coming out November 12th. Because why not?
Johnny Depp does Christmas Carol. Done.
In Thanksgiving.
Nailed it.
Yeah. Look, okay. This is Ty West, who did the horror trilogy.
That's more than 5 words.
Well, we're done. We're moving on from the 5 words. I didn't have to commit to 5 words. That was you. Ty West did the horror trilogy of Pearl, Maxine, and X.
Love Ty West.
And I think it's like the beginning of this trailer is a nice little love letter to Johnny. I almost said Robert Downey Jr. Johnny Depp, where they're like he brought you the Mad Hatter, he brought you Edward Scissorhands, he brought you Captain Jack Sparrow, and I'm like, wow, yeah, this guy's played a lot of weird fucking characters, and he's good at it. But this trailer immediately lost me when it was the guy or the man the story you don't. Do you know how many adaptations of the Christmas Carol there are? Dozens and dozens and dozens
so
and
many.
Dozens. To say that this is a story we don't know, oh man, I've seen other people rip that apart. That's a bad tagline.
And we already got my favorite one with Sean Penn. So you've created a comparison that I don't need to be making because this is going to be different than that.
Yeah, Daisy Ridley's in this. We've got
it looks fine.
It looks
fine.
You know what it looks
like?
Fine.
A Christmas Carol.
It kind of looks like it was mostly filmed on a green screen.
A Christmas Carol is like it's like just above Hallmark movie at this point, right? But like below all other holiday
so like Netflix,
releases.
straight to Netflix.
Yeah, it's not an
movie.
Epic fantasy. It's not a Robert Eggers film coming out. It's somewhere above Hallmark but beneath other holiday releases. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I guess like part of me, I don't know. The Johnny Depp thing is an area that I don't really want to get into because obviously like he was a victim, but he was also an abuser at the same time. Like he's not completely innocent, but he's not completely guilty. And so it puts you in a weird spot with him. And like,
yeah, well, I mean, he's playing a despicable guy anyway, so whatever.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't care about this at all. I mean, we're going to see it probably for the podcast unless something else comes out that weekend, but like,
Johnny Depp is in a lot of movies that come out around like Thanksgiving, Christmas time. Have you ever realized that? Like a lot of his release times are Thanksgiving, Christmas time, apart from a couple of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies.
I hope we get another one of those. I hope he plays all of his characters in Pirates of the Caribbean. I hope we get a Pirates of the Caribbean multiverse, and Johnny Depp plays Edward Scissorhands, Mad Hatter, Ebenezer, and somebody else, and they all just come together.
It's just some crazy pirate crew of Johnny Depp.
That'd be
that
great.
Sounds insufferable.
That'd be awesome. Let's do that.
Insufferable.
You know what else is insufferable?
What?
I don't know, but let's talk about Resident Evil.
You know what else is insufferable? When you're trying to deliver a vital organ, possibly around the holidays, and then there's a zombie outbreak, and you don't know there's a zombie outbreak, so you just hit a weird lady on the road, but then she runs off, and then you call your girlfriend to say something bad has happened, but then it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse, and we didn't see it in this trailer, we saw it in the last one, but there's a big fat guy somewhere under the sewers.
Oh, yeah.
There's a big fat zombie guy. Like, you don't know this. Dude, don't you hate when that happens?
Oh, every time. They're in the sewer. There's one of the sewer people we were talking about.
There's the sewer people. He's sitting there. He's like, you should have fucking you should never touch the Batman property unless I say you can. Like, Frank Miller.
Zach Kreger. I saw an
Zach
interview
Kreger.
with him. Guy who did Weapons from Wise Kids You Know.
Yep.
He came out in an interview and he was saying that, he's like in Resident Evil. So this is based around the time of the second Resident Evil game. And he even said, it's not snowing in that game. There's a lot of things in this that aren't accurate to the game. He's like, but that's not what my point was. That's not what my plan was. He said, I'm never going to be able to tell a story the way that the games did. They already did that. So I wanted this to feel like if this was Resident Evil 10 as a game, it would feel like one of the games. He wants it to feel like a person who's thrown into this world, going through set by set, navigating the zombie outbreak, and dealing with it in the fashion of a Resident Evil game. And as somebody who's never played those games, but recently watched all 6 of the Paul W.S. Anderson Resident Evil movies in one fucking day, and it melted my brain out of my ears, I can confidently say...
That's a lot of Mila Jovovich.
It's way too much Mila Jovovich. I can confidently say this looks so good.
Yeah, no, it looks very good. Zach Kreger does a very good job of visually telling the story with camera angles and the way that shots unfold. So I think that we're in for a ride. I think it's going to be a great time. I think I trust him to tell a story in a video game universe that isn't just because there's two ways that you could absolutely ruin it for particular audience members. One, you could be like way true to form to the video game, and then it ends up like possibly being boring, or like you just don't even understand what's going on because you never played it. Or you could be like way off from the video game, but trying to please both crowds, and then like just falling on your face. And it doesn't seem like he's doing that. It seems like he's just telling a story in that universe encapsulated.
And since we've never gotten a good Resident Evil movie, because there's actually a 7th that's not directed by Paul W.S. Anderson that I also watched, and it's not good. I think the problem with video game movies sometimes is when they try to adapt it too closely to the video game, it doesn't translate. And I think
that's what I was saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I agree with you. This version of Resident Evil that Zach Kreger made reminds me...
You know what? I like the way you said it better.
It reminds me a little bit of like the Sonic movies, right? Where like it's a video game property, but like they've changed it around a little bit.
Well, and that's the thing with Resident Evil. It's a zombie outbreak. We've had zombie movies. We've had zombie video games. We've had zombie comic. Like, there's zombie everything.
Oh,
We've had it, right? So, like, you don't have to tell the video game story. You don't even have to tell anything that's akin to any other zombie story. Like, if anything, just keep the scary element. And here's the thing. There should be, because we're talking about Umbrella Corp, and although we haven't necessarily seen it outright yet, there should be some other fucked up shit in this game, because if there's any like, and I'm not saying there has to be, this isn't going to make or break the film. However, what are some of the other crazy things that you come across in Resident Evil? You know, you come across these weird mutations that aren't necessarily zombies. They're just like cryptids and mutants and like giant, like take any animal that people could be afraid of or could kill you, just make it bigger.
And
you know,
like the head split open.
Yeah, because this company, Umbrella Corp, is just doing experiments and fucking up and going, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter.
It's
like,
Amazon, and Amazon was unchecked.
The story of Resident Evil is about a corporation going unchecked long enough that they just like fuck up a town and it gets like quarantined off. Yep. You know, like that's really what's going on. I mean, that's how Resident Evil 2 starts, is they're quarantining off Raccoon City.
Yeah. I don't know. I think this is good. I'm excited.
I hope there's a giant spider. I hope there's a singular giant spider just to fuck with people, because that's in the video game.
I would love that. I think that this could
open. It would be great.
I think this could open the door for Paul W.S. Anderson to come back and direct more Resident Evil movies, and that's why I'm excited
for. With more Mila Jovovich.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
why not?
Why not?
Speaking of why not,
do
you, Kevin, remember a little movie that shaped our childhoods?
Not sure.
Called Camp Rock.
No.
You remember Camp Rock?
Because I was not a child.
You remember Camp Rock? That's the one where they come out of the bushes and they're like clapping. And they're like, Camp Rock.
I would have been I would have been a proponent of Camp Dad Rock.
Nah, dude, Camp Rock is where the Jonas Brothers got famous and Demi Lovato.
Nope.
We got a trailer for the 3rd Camp Rock movie, Kevin.
Don't know it.
And you're excited. Disney Channel original.
Don't know it.
It's a kids movie. Jonas Brothers
I don't know what you're talking about.
Camp Rock is where stars are made.
I am so out of the cultural zeitgeist on this one.
I think I might have.
This is all you, actually.
I think I messed up my notes.
I'm gonna take a break.
Oh, we're supposed to be talking about Blade Runner 2099. Okay, Blade Runner 2099. My only note for Blade Runner 2099 is this looks weird and I like it.
Yeah, it looks like it. Here's the thing. The Blade Runner stories are always machines versus people. This this one, at least in the trailer, right off the rip, they're like, yeah, it's machines versus people for sure. That's what we're leaning into. That's what we're doing. It seems like it's going to be a pretty straightforward action with a little bit of like mystery, but like, what mystery is there left to be had in this universe? I'm not sure.
I have a little bit
both of the mystery movies, like, we've gotten big reveals at the end of it that kind of just show you what's possible in the universe.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of information. Basically, set 50 years after 2049 Blade Runner. This is Los Angeles, and it's a replicant, a Blade Runner that's days away from dying, teams up with Michelle Yeoh. Hunter Schafer is playing the replicant. And they are trying to save Los Angeles from replicants. It's the same. It's the same. It's just Blade Runner.
It's
again.
the same story. It's Blade Runner. It's 50 years later, and they have the same problem, which is canonically accurate to Earth currently. So we're fine.
Pretty much.
If they mention a climate disaster, extra points.
A
like,
bad dictator.
You know, that's it. Yeah, this is actually a historically accurate Blade Runner 2099.
Grok.
That was written partially by Gronk.
Grok.
And Matt Damon's still there. He's
it.
actually still Odysseus.
He's actually he's Hunter Schafer in a mask. I don't really have much to say about 2099. I thought this was going to be an anime. I guess it looks weird, and I like it.
Should have been an anime.
It should have been an anime.
For sure. Yeah, 100%.
The next two trailers, we're going to kind of speed through these. We got a trailer for The Other Mommy, which some people might have seen in front of the Odyssey last week.
Yeah, that freaked the fuck out of me.
Yeah, that shit was
That
creepy.
was a jump scare. When a trailer has a jump scare like that, and it actually like makes the hair on my neck stand up, I'm like, God damn.
When she's under the table?
Yes.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Creepy, dude.
Well, because it starts out. Here's the brilliant thing about this trailer, and if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It starts out like a commercial.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like it's gonna be like an ad for like Ativan or something. You know what I mean? Like it's like does your child blah 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 do this? Here's some of the side effects. Also, it does feel like a commercial for that because the side effects are horrific. Like if you give this to your mom, make sure that you're not hanging out with her around like 12:31 midday, or she'll fold herself into an origami box under the table. Like
and burn your mac and cheese.
and she'll burn your mac and cheese, and apparently, like, I don't know, and have creepy eyes and come up from the back seat and scare the piss out of you. This looks freaky.
It's based off a book, believe it or not.
Oh, cool.
I've heard that the book isn't that great, so the movie hopefully will be, but it's a horror book, so we'll see. Jessica Chastain looks incredible in this. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Just
so good.
Creepy as fuck. It's about, the book is about a little girl, obviously, in the trailer.
Yes.
Who has this
little
like,
girl
entity demon thing in her room, and it keeps
imaginary
asking
friend
to get inside her heart, and that's what we see in the trailer.
Oh, wow.
And that's kind of like the whole point is, the little girl needs to keep telling it no. And I guess through the book, it starts off being like really casual, really friendly with her and asking to get in her heart. Yeah. And then the more the girl denies it, the more like angry and mean that the thing gets, and then obviously resulting in Other Mommy.
So this is a kid's movie.
Yeah, it's a kid's movie. Take your kid.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Bring your kids.
My only note for this is this looks creepy, and I like it.
Yeah.
So
I was in a movie called Other Mommy when I was a kid, but they eventually had to return me to my parents in the grocery store.
Kevin, we keep telling you that
I was like, but hold on, I want to let you into my heart.
This is the third time you've brought up the fact that you were kidnapped. And you keep thinking it was a game, and we keep telling you the cops were involved. Everyone was super worried.
I want to let them into my heart, guys.
They lured you away with metal band music and fucking Magic the Gathering cards.
Werther's candies.
Our last trailer is
final trailer. So many trailers.
The official trailer for Coyote versus Acme, and my only note for this is this looks fun and I like it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all you need. It's fucking fun. It's Looney Tunes. Like, it's Looney Tunes and people the way that we should get Looney Tunes and people. We're going to get the Looney Tunes gags. We're going to get the slapstick humor. We're going to get John Cena just being an absolute oaf. I can't wait.
And it's funny because this was acquired by Ketchup Entertainment, who last year did The Day the Earth Blew Up, which is a movie I ended up seeing on my incredible run of seeing over 100 movies in the theater. And they acquired this because Warner Brothers went through a period where they took like this and Batgirl and another movie and were like, hey, we're never going to release it. And we're going to get a tax break and we're going to make money off of never releasing the movie that we spent money on.
100%.
And it's crazy to me watching this trailer. I'm like, there's no way that people wouldn't go see this. Like, not everybody, obviously, but like there's a demographic for this movie. There's the people that loved the Looney Tunes movie, Looney Tunes Back in Action with Brendan Fraser, just Looney Tunes in general, the Space Jam with Michael Jordan, not the bad one with LeBron James. Like there's a demographic for this.
Yeah, if you're a fan of like Looney Tunes or Muppet films, this is for you.
Yeah, and
that's it.
Will Forte and John Cena are in it. It looks goofy.
And Will Forte is fucking hilarious.
It's awesome.
I mean, come on.
And we also get like more emphasis on Wile E. Coyote, which is something that like we don't really get. And I love this idea that the Acme Corporation like just builds. The Acme Corporation is Amazon because they just build a bunch of shitty stuff and then people get mad and then nothing ever happens to them.
This movie looks great.
It's
and
good.
You should go see it. And it seems timely and also historically accurate.
I believe this is coming out on a weekend full of other really big movies. So I'm curious to see how it's going to do stacked up against that.
It might be one of those ones where you and I show up to the podcast and I'm like, and also this came out. Like,
I want to see.
So we went and saw it on Friday. I don't know. Yeah. It looks, I mean, look, we grew up with Looney Tunes. Looney Tunes is different now. It's not just making fun of people with speech impediments and disabilities. It's very, it's leaning more into like actually having socially rigged and not rigged. What's the term I'm looking for? It's socially poignant commentary and humor at the same time. Like Foghorn Leghorn is a businessman,
Yeah.
I mean that it definitely like they're leaning into a lot of like sociological humor that seems poignant. Yeah, there's the term, poignant. It seems more poignant and timely. Whereas, like, I mean, some of my favorite Looney Tunes stuff, though, was just like Yosemite Sam just being a rascal, you know, just an absolute menace to everything. The only cartoon that I think I've ever seen who, like, just goes willy-nilly with fucking pistols, like, absolute off his rocker. It doesn't matter. Like, is he a pirate? Cool, he still has 2 pistols.
It's
like,
Frank from Always Sunny.
100%. So anyway, I started blasting. Yeah, no, this looks
comes
good.
out
and
the same weekend as Ridley
Doomsday.
Scott's the Dog Stars movie with Jacob Elordi and Margaret Qualley. Also the Idiots movie that has Dave Franco and O'Shea Jackson Jr.
And Idiots looks good.
It looks really funny. But it also comes out the
Yes.
same weekend as the horror movie Buddy, which is about the like Barney horror-esque movie with Topher Grace.
Also looks scary.
So this comes out on a pretty stacked weekend.
Yeah. Oh, well. I mean, genuinely, like, hey, here's the funny thing about this. Do you think that Looney Tunes movies should be released on streaming and not in theaters, or do you think they deserve a theatrical run?
Well, as somebody who went to a theatrical release of Looney Tunes, and I was in a theater with one other person who left halfway through, I'm not sure. I'm genuinely not
These
sure.
These might be more straight to streaming movies, you know? Like, who knows? I don't know. This will be the first one that I see in theaters, for sure.
Yeah. Because I didn't see the new Space Jam in theaters because I refused.
No, because it was bad. Well, also, it was still COVID, so it got released on VOD
right.
like almost immediately.
That's right. Yeah.
Like, no, that's why you didn't see it in theaters.
That is why.
It was 2021.
But you know what I
think,
did
right?
see in theaters, Kevin?
What did you see in theaters, Odie?
I saw Alan Richardson take some revenge.
Motor City,
baby.
Odie Matthews of the movies.
Odie Matthews in the movie.
Odie Matthews at the movies.
Yeah, baby. It's the UnPop News Extra News broadcast, brought to you by the never-ending season of Comic-Con. Because the hype train never ends and the news train never stops. You came to the spot where you can get all your satisfying tidbits and tabloid tantalizations.
Odie, we have a
recording.
Odie. Odie, we have a breaking news update.
Breaking news.
This is the first time in the history of UnPop we've done breaking news.
First time in the history of anybody.
This is news that's going to break stuff. This is news that's coming in with the energy of Fred Durst circa 1999 on the album Significant Other, when Wes Borland still had all black contacts and was just looking all weird, and they were talking about Nookie and breaking stuff. Breaking news.
Breaking news. We're going to party like a rock star. Call us the Shop Boys today.
Way later. That's 2004.
It doesn't matter. Nah, it's like 2007.
Is it?
But either way.
Anyway.
I don't know.
That's 8 years later.
San Diego Comic-Con never ends, Kevin. And that means that our job never ends.
That's
And even
true.
though we recorded all of our news, including a ton of fucking trailers.
That's so true.
More shit came out. Like, I'm not joking. Everybody that's listening, we finished recording. I was cleaning up around the house. I went shopping for some portraits to put up, and then I looked at my phone and I was like, "Oh my god, all this news just came out in the last 2 hours."
I had a whole day. My friend Ben, my good friend Ben, shout out to Ben. I saw the musical Bear last night. I had a bunch of friends in it. They were all amazing. But Ben grabs me at the end and he's like, "Hey, I've been listening to the podcast lately. Hey, my friend's at Comic-Con right now. Here's some things that he's confirming for me."
Oh,
and
shit.
yeah, legit, he was just showing me pictures from someone's phone sent to a group chat, and he was like, "Yeah, Ryan." We'll get into the news, but I was like, "Oh, Ben, cool." So I texted you because I was like, "Well, if anybody's gonna know about this news, it's Odie." And then you texted me, and then we got on the fucking phone, and then we were like, "Well, we gotta do breaking news." So what's funny about breaking news is this actually isn't breaking news. This is latent breaking news that we've decided is important enough that we'll sit back down on a Sunday morning and record it for you, listener. For you, dear listener. We do it all
honestly,
for you.
This news, because, okay, we're going to jump right into it.
Yeah,
First bit of news, it was announced. Kevin Feige came on stage. He said, "Hey, if the lights go out, that doesn't mean anything. The lights go out, the lights come back on." Who was standing on stage? None other than the handsome, the incredible, the funny, the one, the only.
That's right.
Ryan Gosling.
Fucking Goosling. We got him.
And 2 years ago, and I saw this clip, Kevin, on Friday. Ryan Gosling's talking to an interviewer, and they're like, "Have you ever wanted to do a Marvel or a DC movie?" And Ryan Gosling's like, "Oh, I would love to do Ghost Rider. I want to do a comic book movie.
Yeah.
The question is, which one do I do? There's so many." And then he gets up on stage, and we are getting him as Ghost Rider in a movie directed by Sean Levy, who is doing the new Star Wars Starfighter movie. People might also know him from Deadpool and Wolverine, Adam Project, Free Guy. This
so good.
Makes me so happy,
Very
dude.
excited.
I love Ghost Rider. Love Ghost Rider.
You know what? We give a lot of unbalanced love to the current DCEU. I gotta hold on one moment.
Yeah.
Good job, Marvel.
They earned it.
You made a good choice. We made it through 3 phases.
You did it. You did something right.
Here. Good job.
You know what's funny about this too, Kevin?
What's up?
Is I don't remember which Comic-Con it was.
Yeah.
But they announced Blade years and years and years ago,
Yeah,
and we've never gotten
what's
anything. And now we're
right? Mahershala Ali has got to be sitting at home going
just fuming.
Man, yeah, because he deserves it, first off.
Oh, dude, he'd be great at
He
Blade.
deserves it. We deserve it. Is it happening? Probably not. Blade.
Well, maybe.
The craziest thing is a lot of people when you really go back into where did the real superhero boom kind of start? A lot of people actually highlight Blade and they go, "This is what
definitely.
made studios consider you could do a superhero film." And I didn't even know as a young I must have been 10 or 11. I don't know when Blade came out, but
99, I think.
99. I was 13 maybe. I was 12. But
I think it was 99.
But watching I didn't know at the time that was even a superhero film. I didn't even consider it in the Marvel superhero universe.
Yeah.
It was just Blade. It was just cool, right? Wesley
just
Snipes
vampire.
was killing vampires and using ultraviolet flashlights. It was sick. But
Ghost Rider
Here's the thing.
is a
This will hopefully this will hopefully open up the door to get into the more supernatural superhero space, which is Ghost Rider, Blade. We got Moon Knight, but maybe
so
Moon
glad
Knight
you
could
said
come
that,
back,
Kevin.
and then also, maybe he's kind of becoming a favorite of mine just based on the way that we're talking about him. Dr. Voodoo would be cool. Just throwing it out there. Dr. Voodoo,
Everybody,
guys.
not Doctor Strange. Not Doctor Strange. Just so anybody We're not gonna get in trouble.
I would love Dr. Voodoo.
So I'm glad you mentioned this element because the reason I bring up Blade, and I'm glad you brought up Moon Knight, is Ghost Rider is famously on a team called the Midnight Suns, where Blade, Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, and the Black Knight guy from Eternals that's at the end.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you saw Eternals, but the guy that hears Blade's voice on the throne, on his sword.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? Is it Black Knight? Death Knight? Whatever his name is.
Whatever.
I don't know. Those guys are all part of Midnight Suns. And if it's true, and I think it is, that since they confirmed this for a 2028 release, I think it's safe to say that Ryan Gosling's Ghost Rider is either going to show up in Doomsday or Secret Wars or both.
That would be sick.
I think it's very, very possible. I think more likely Secret Wars because that's where all the variants are going to come in. Yeah. I think we could see Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider come back in that. I think we could see the Ghost Rider from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. come back in that and have a team of 3.
I would love to see, your brain starts just picturing like how this is going to happen. I would love to see Ghost Rider show up and just start interacting with like one of the regular superheroes that we're used to. I don't pick one, doesn't matter. But like, and them just be like, what the fuck? Like I genuinely want to see the what the fuck interaction with people who are dealing with like cosmic things, and then Ghost Rider showing up and be like, yeah, nothing out there, no space stuff, don't worry about it, it's all down below, baby. I'm coming from hell.
Like hell.
Yeah,
dude.
like
Another
dimension, man.
I would love a Ghost Rider movie, and maybe not even the first one, but like a Midnight Suns movie where they go to hell and they fight like Mephisto or whatever.
Sick.
Like oh my god, I would love that. And we have a Mephisto guy.
We do.
What's his name? The guy Sacha Baron Cohen played him in what was that show? That one show. Ironheart. Ironheart. Look,
I was like waiting for. I was gonna let you get.
I was getting there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was the big reveal of that show. That whole show was actually just like a giant teaser for Mephisto.
And then we never saw him again.
Not to discredit the acting, the lead in that show is really great. She's amazing. But
well, okay. So my final thought about this is I like Sean Levy, and I know that some people don't because he's kind of got. And I've seen some comparisons of like the Taika Waititi effect where maybe he's too silly, but I think he does a better job at balancing the silly than Taika Waititi, especially in these kind of movies, because Thor Love and Thunder, like, it was too silly.
Thor Love and Thunder should not have had Taika Waititi as a director, first off, period. No. Like, but also shouldn't have had
Sam Raimi.
Sean. Yeah, it should have been someone who can lean more into the seriousness of that. I think
Thor needed he needed a horror element.
You know, I think that movie in particular, that was the studio going, yeah, we'll replicate what we did before. So you can't do that with that story. But that's separate. Anyway, Sean Levy, I think I agree with you, will balance out the silly and the serious because it is a little bit silly that some guy has chains that are going to immolate you and like drag you to hell. Like,
and his skull is on fire?
That is a little bit silly. And there should be a little bit of silliness to it. There also should be some really dark action and brutality.
I love Ryan Gosling. He is one of my favorite actors. I think he's one of those that very few that I would say like his filmography doesn't have a lot of misses. Yeah. Look, I think he's done a really good job at picking his roles.
We know that he can carry an entire movie with an animatronic, with a man crawling around and saying, fist my bump. Like, we know that Ryan Gosling can carry an entire movie on his back. However, can you carry an entire movie on your back when you can't show your pretty face? Huh?
Yes.
I don't know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think he can. I think Ryan Gosling can do it all. And speaking of doing it all, Kevin.
Okay.
The other bit of news that came out of Comic-Con was Black Panther 3 was announced with Ryan Coogler, and David Johnson, who people would know from The Long Walk, is going to be playing T'Challa's son, taking over the mantle of Black Panther. Which also means this is coming out 2028 as well.
Yes.
This tells me with Secret Wars being in 2027, and there is a possibility that Secret Wars could get bumped to 2028, where like depends on. It depends on a couple things. I hope it doesn't. Secret Wars is supposed to be the reset point for the Marvel Universe, which means that after Secret Wars, you won't see any of these actors for the most part in these roles. They're going to reboot it with the X-Men. So,
hear me out.
If that's the...
Yeah. David Johnson in Alien Romulus and The Long Walk was phenomenal.
Incredible.
So, regardless of, like, timeline, I'm genuinely excited for a Black Panther sequel that has... It's not about the question of who's going to be the Black Panther and then also this thing going on. It's like, hey, no, we've got him.
We got it. Yeah. I think this is really cool. If Ghost Rider and Black Panther 3 are a part of the newer kickoff of the universe, because what I could see happening, and I've been thinking about this, is Secret Wars happens, it's Battle World. I'm going to be reading both of the Secret War comics. I've never have.
Oh, cool.
So when we get closer to that, I might do a deep dive on Secret Wars after Doomsday, just so we can kind of get an idea of what like the comics is like, because obviously it's going to be different.
That would be cool. Yeah.
And because I've been reading a lot of comics lately.
We could even do we could consider it like a prep for Secret Wars, which is like the next phase coming up. Yeah.
And so I think if that's where they're going to reset the universe, we're going to see people in, I would say more likely Secret Wars. I think we're going to see the new X-Men.
Yeah.
Some of the new casting for X-Men and Secret Wars. And I think that these people are going to be the ones that carry over when Secret Wars is done. I think a lot of heroes that we've like known and love, like our Thor, our Captain America, maybe even our Spider-Man and our Hulk, like I think those are going to go away and be recast, rechanged. Like we're going to get Miles Morales and stuff.
Yeah.
I think what will happen for like the Fantastic Four is like they're going to stick around. We'll get the X-Men, the new X-Men. We'll get like Ghost Rider, new Black Panther, and maybe some of the young Avengers, like young Hawkeye, Haley Steinfeld's Hawkeye, like Ironheart might stick around. We might get some of those, but I think some of the main ones from phases 1 through 6 or whatever, like they're gonna go.
I think if you cast them correctly, you could do Young Avengers even with like David Johnson coming in as Black Panther.
I think so,
and
that's
that might be a really great
Yeah.
opportunity to bring in Miles Morales. You know?
I think so, 100%. And so,
especially if they're doing Secret Wars, like what a good way to reset the universe and go, hey, we've got all these young actors. They actually survived Secret Wars for IP reasons and plot armor, and they're going to be the new MCU.
I honestly,
we'll see in 15 years when we have to reset again because we need new actors.
I think I was skeptical about the direction of like, you know, we talked about it in this episode, Dr. Doom and how we feel about that.
Dr. Voodoo.
And I think Dr. Voodoo, Dr. Strange, Dr. Fate, Dr. Mike, Dr. Matt, Dr. House.
Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz. Not him.
No, he's in
that
this
guy.
universe. He's the bad guy. And they're like, we've got all the good doctors here, right? And he's like, actually.
He's the cold open where they just kill him immediately. In the movie.
Yes, in the movie.
I think that rebooting the MCU with like the X-Men, I think getting David Johnson as Black Panther, because I wanted it to honestly be either him or the lead from F1.
Okay.
Idris, what's his name? Anyways, like I thought that those two would be perfect replacements
I'd
for
agree.
Black Panther. I think that if Marvel can pull off Doomsday and Secret Wars, they might bring me back. Honestly, like this news out of Comic-Con and what I heard about the footage they showed of Doomsday, which I kind of wanted to read and I was curious about.
Yeah.
The footage that they showed at Comic-Con, I'm like, that's the trailer you should have shown the public, because it's Sue. I'm not going to spoil too much about it for anybody that doesn't want to know, but it's basically Sue Storm talking about Victor Von Doom because her and Reed Richards know him.
Yeah.
You should have put that in the fucking trailer, because that's what people like me who know Dr. Doom is a Fantastic Four villain and is connected to Reed Richards and Sue Storm.
Yeah.
I wanted to see that. Instead, we got Thor's big speech that honestly, again, kind of falls flat. So
yeah, I don't know why we got Chris Hemsworth talking instead of like the people who know him, you know?
It should have been Reed Richards
Yeah,
giving the speech. 100%. So I'm excited now. Like, Ghost Rider, honestly, all I needed was Ghost Rider being Ryan Gosling and Sean Levy, like, immediately made me go, all right, Marvel, I'm back.
I knew that was going to be the case. As soon as I was shown that, I was like, whoa, wait, Odie better know this.
Yeah.
It's like,
I love Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
so
no, very,
much.
very cool. I genuinely, I hope they're working toward a universe reset with younger actors and you can tell different stories, because we've had an entire epoch at this point of MCU. And we talk about it a lot. We talk about superhero fatigue. And if they approach it more carefully, if they're more intentional with what they're releasing a little bit less IP, and they go into like a harder reset of the universe, I think like they could salvage a lot. And not only that, like you were saying, they could bring you back in, they could bring me back in a more enthusiastic manner. Because it's not like we don't go see them. We're just less enthusiastic about it right now. And I think they could recreate that enthusiasm and that wonder and that curiosity about what might happen next by creating the next chapter of MCU, period.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I think if the direction isn't, and I hope it's not, let's immediately get a new Captain America, let's immediately get a new Iron Man. I would like to see some of the characters that we haven't seen, like Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, Blade, X-Men, Fantastic Four, like Miles Morales.
Dr. Doom shows up and he's like, it basically turns into like well, as you were saying that, you're like, oh, as long as we don't immediately get it. I just pictured like, like when people are like, they'll post a picture of like every superhero ever and they'll be like, pick 12. It's like, like Dr. Doom shows up and he's like, I've only got 42 superhero killing bullets, but there's 54 of you. Like, we're going to play a game.
I saw something, and I meant to say this yesterday when we recorded, and I forgot about it. In the Doomsday trailer, people are speculating that Steve Rogers is Captain America, Hydra Captain America. And here's the thing
that would be fucking. What if? Wait, hold on. What if that's who Thor is talking about? Is Hydra Captain America in the fucking?
That would be stupid.
That would be
so stupid.
I've never faced anybody as tough as Steve Rogers.
Here's the problem with that.
Yeah.
There's two issues with that. One, the major one being there's a leaked clip that somebody, and I think it's AI, but I think somebody based it off of a real thing that they heard, where Thor and Captain America are fighting Doom with Stormbreaker and Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
Yeah,
it's a soft J.
That one. Mjolnir. But my thing about him being Captain America, Hydra Captain America, is I think that would be honestly terrible.
Yeah.
To be like, hey, he retired at Endgame. We've been hyping bringing him back. That clip where he brought out his suit. Like, if he's on Doom's side, I'm not going to lie, that doesn't do anything for me because there's been no build-up. There's no hints that Hydra's still around. There's no hint. Like,
they're trying to pull some punches on you. Yeah.
And if they pull him from another universe where he's Hydra Captain America, I just feel like you didn't even need to bring him back at that. Like, I don't know. I have thoughts about that, and I don't think it's a good idea to make him Hydra Captain America.
I think, the point that you're really getting at is it takes focus away from Doom, where Doom could have more presence and like be really more threatening. And if you're like, and then also this other threat, it's like, all right, well, we could have developed this more over here, guys.
Well, if we're going to see evil variants of characters we love, I'm so down for that. Mm-hmm. Build it up over the course of like 4 or 5 movies instead of just throwing them all in Doomsday is my thing. Like, my biggest complaint, and it's going to be something I say until the movie comes out, with zero build up to this, it's hard for me to be invested because it's just like Doom's here now. It's like, okay, well, where'd he come from? Yeah. Like, we've been doing all this stuff with Kang. Like, what happened to Kang?
Well, I mean, that's kind of what happened at the end of Fantastic Four. It was like, Doom's here now. Like, he's
the back of his head. Our last bit of news, Kevin.
Last bit
is we got a trailer
the real
for
last
another
bit this weekend.
Well, I think so. Let me check. Yes. Okay. We got a trailer for the Mattel movie Matchbox with John Cena.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I was so curious how this was going to work because we're also getting a Hot Wheels movie. And I'm like, is this going to be like in Red 1, where The Rock and Chris Evans can have a device that makes little toys big, and they're going to have like little toy cars, and they're going to use those on their mission.
Is that what they're doing?
Them big, and they're like, we need a tank. So did you not watch this trailer?
No.
Kevin. Kevin.
I've had no time.
Everybody boo. Boo. Everybody boo Kevin out loud wherever you are, even if you're in the store.
Not watching the Matchbox trailer.
Okay, I'll just summarize it real quick. John Cena and his friends used to play with matchboxes when they were a kid. They all grew up, and John Cena went on to be, you ready? A special agent who does secret missions, and he's a badass, and he drives cars, and he shoots guns, and there's a nuke. A nuke's been stolen, and now John Cena and his friends are framed because they think John Cena stole it, but he was hanging out with his friends that he grew up with playing Matchbox. And now the bad guys think all of them stole the nuke. So now, Kevin, they have to go to John Cena's secret garage where he has all these vehicles, including helicopters and motorcycles and dump trucks and fast cars and pickup trucks. And everyone picks their own Matchbox life-size car, and then they got to go get the nuke back.
I can't tell if you're lying or not.
This is real. And honestly, okay, I didn't do a great job explaining it. That is the plot. It looks really fun.
Okay.
It's an Apple TV. It's coming straight to streaming on Apple TV.
Oh, good.
So,
all right.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch this because it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I think this is a Magnum Opus contender. Maybe you and I will cover this on Magnum Opus because, this is what it feels like. It feels like they took John Cena's character from Fast and the Furious and married him with, his character from, I lost all John Cena movies. But anyways, it's fine. It's fine.
Peacemaker.
Sure. Why not? Why not?
What's the one where he's
Barbie.
the imaginary
His role
best
from
friend?
Barbie. Yeah. His role from Barbie where he's a Barbie fish.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, Matchbox looks fine, but mostly Ghost Rider and Black Panther, I was like, those are worth mentioning because it gave me some thoughts about Secret Wars. Cool. I wanted to share all those. I'm pumped, man. Like, Ghost Rider made me... I'm probably more excited for Ghost Rider as a movie than I am any other DC or Marvel movie coming out in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Besides Batman Part 2.
That tracks.
Those are the two I'm looking forward to the most.
That
Batman
tracks.
Part 2 and Ghost Rider.
And Clayface.
Clayface, I'm looking forward to, but like
not the same
not
level
as much.
of excitement.
Not the same level.
Right.
Like, this is Ghost Rider and Batman. Like, I love Matt Reeves as Batman. I love Ghost Rider. Gimme.
The more we get into this, the more I realize I need to just commit to my bid until I manifest it. But Dr. Voodoo would be sick.
I would love to see Dr. Voodoo.
Sick movie. Yeah. And get yeah, I don't even know who I would cast in that, but yeah, be sick.
I would cast David
Coleman
Johnson.
Domingo.
Oh yeah.
Done. Nailed it.
Done. And on
We nailed
that,
it.
let's talk about whatever we're talking about.
We have to go now. We have to go back to the regular podcast that we recorded yesterday. We have to go back to the past from the future. I'm trying to construct a joke
Marty?
here. We could be
Marty. We gotta go back to the future.
We could
Marty.
be. We have to.
Was that good, Doc Brown? That was a good Doc Brown.
Sure.
Here we go.
Okay.
Odie Matthews at the movies.
Odie.
Kevin.
Not only
Does
Alan Richardson think the president's a bitch, he thinks Ben Foster's a bitch.
he thinks a few people in this are bitches.
Listen, Motor City. First off, let's just get right into this. I went into this blind. Did you go into this blind? Okay, cool. We went into this movie Thursday night blind. Both of us last week were like, "What are we going to talk about next weekend?" Just Motor City's coming out. We don't like. We were like, I guess we'll talk about Motor City for a second. We'll have to come up with something to fill the time. And then I left the theater and was like, we're talking about Motor City, right?
Yeah.
Like, we have to talk about this movie, right? So my first question to you, as always, garbage, bad, fun, good, or great?
You know, I've been thinking about this for a while, Kevin.
2 days at least.
Oh, yeah. I was like, no, it's been like a week. What are you talking about?
I've been thinking about this for a while,
bro.
Kev.
I saw this
like not a full 48 hours yet. Yes,
I saw this at 4 o'clock on Thursday. It is Saturday morning, and in my head, it's been a week. Truly, it's been a week. Wow.
Long Friday.
Yesterday was really bad, I guess.
Oh, by the way, it took us 34 minutes to talk about trailers.
Oh, cool. That's a long time.
Long time. All right, keep going.
I think that, honestly, this movie is great.
Same.
Yeah.
Certified great.
Yeah.
100% great. It's not going to be great for everybody, and we'll
Definitely
get into
not.
why immediately. But this movie is certified great. If you're listening to this, if you're a regular listener, if you're a new listener, go see this in theaters if you can. I know it didn't get the biggest release because I had to drive 45 minutes to go see it.
Damn, you're committed.
But
I drove 5 minutes.
Here's the thing. Look, it's Thursday night. It's going on at 7 o'clock. I knew that you were going to go see it. Well, you're in a more like population dense area.
Yeah. 100%.
My theater services a town with a population of like, I don't know, 30,000. Nothing crazy, right? Like 30 to 50,000 people up in this area. But like, so I had to go down to the capital of New York, Albany, and go see. It sounds further when you say it that way.
Yeah, it does.
And go see this movie. Not that far. Just hop on the highway, go down. But like, I was like, you know what? I really want to see it. I want to talk about it this weekend, even if we end up like not talking about it that much. And then I sat down, and 5 minutes into this movie, I was like, oh, they're doing the thing. They're doing the "there will be blood" thing. They're doing the "we're not going to talk for the intro." Yeah. Right? Like, I thought it was good, like silent intro. And then like 15 minutes in, I'm like, wow, they're really committed to the silent intro.
We had the same
and then, like,
process.
40 minutes into the movie, I was like, are we just not talking in this movie? Like, I genuinely was like, I was blown away. So before we even get to the plot, because I did some research on this yesterday when I was on my drive.
I want to say this real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
In terms of telling people to go see it, there's a couple. I'm tomorrow, or when this comes out, I'll have like a little mini review on Magnum Opus where I talk a little bit more about my thoughts.
Check out the mini review if you're intrigued.
But one of the things I say in that, and I want to make it clear here, is if a movie that doesn't have a lot of dialogue, a movie that forces you to a movie that forces you to pay attention to everything going on screen because everything is conveyed through body language, eye movement, gestures, sound design, music, things that are happening on screen. If that doesn't interest you, if you don't like the idea that there are less than 10 lines of dialogue that's audible in this, then you're not going to have a good time. And that's where I've seen this is not getting great reviews because people are upset that there's no dialogue. But I actually think that's what makes this movie unique and worth seeing.
Agreed. So where I was going with this.
Yes.
I did not know this. And then I found this out yesterday and started just like sharing the info with you. This screenplay was written by Chad St. John of London Has Fallen fame, of Replicas fame, of Peppermint fame. Which are three movies that I just listed that most people probably don't know.
Let's name the one good thing he's done, which is The Punisher Dirty Laundry.
Yes, Punisher Dirty Laundry fame. So Chad St. John wrote this movie. This was the brainchild of an executive at Warner Brothers who wanted to make a movie with a universal language. What's the universal language? Visuals, right? So unless you're blind, in which case, sorry. But this is an audio podcast, so you're welcome. But, so Chad St. John writes a script, and, by the end of 2009, it's on the Hollywood Blacklist, which is the list that movie scripts, the best scripts that didn't get made that year go on the Blacklist. It's called the Blacklist. I don't know why it's called the Blacklist. You'll probably think that's a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means it didn't get made. This Blacklist particularly. But so it gets put on the Blacklist. This movie has been optioned and passed to just about every single leading man and woman for the past decade plus. And finally landed in Alan Ritchson's lap. And as he tells it, he finished reading the story, and his wife was walking by his office, and she said, "Hey, honey, how was it?" Because she noticed he had just finished and, sat back and was, thinking about it. And he said, "It's a masterpiece. I have to get this movie made." Now, in the production process, they were being optioned to do stage filming, on stage, set house filming, in a warehouse in Dubai. They made it over to Dubai. They didn't like things were unsafe apparently. And this, once again, this is Alan Ritchson recounting a lot of the process that went into this. Now, Patsy Pansaroli, the director of this film, and Alan Ritchson worked side by side. They worked in tandem because a lot of people don't know this. Alan Ritchson is actually just super passionate about movies, so he is a producer. And he has a production company, and he works with people on this. So he's listed as an executive producer on this. The producer list is insane for this movie. If you look up the actual producer list, it's 30 people long. There's multiple production houses in this.
It's 6?
The cast. There's 6 different. I made that joke in the beginning of the film. I'm like, wow, how many different companies worked on this? But one thing that was happening was Pansaroli keeps coming back to Alan Ritchson and going, "Hey, we've calling him up," and Alan Ritchson's like, "What went wrong?" And he's like, "Well, we lost $450,000, but I think we could cut this. I think we could keep this." One of the things, and I'll get to it. There's a key moment in this film that almost got cut from the film, and when we get to it, I'll tell you, and you will be like, "Oh fuck," So they go through the process of making this film. They get this amazing cast together. They get Ben Foster, Shailene Woodley, Lionel Boyce, Amar Chadha Patel, Pablo Schreiber, Dominic Bogart, just
Ben McKenzie.
So many good people. Ben McKenzie from what was that show? Gotham.
Yeah.
From fucking Gotham, who deserves to be in more better stuff. Gotham did not serve him as well as it should have as a show, and that's not on him. Because he's great. But they get this crazy cast together. They got all these production companies, and they're making this film that, and as Alan Ritchson was describing it, I was like, oh, that's the best description for it. He goes, it's Shakespearean, it's tragedian, right? We're telling a tragedy. We're telling a Shakespearean tale. It's also a modern-day action vengeance thriller. And I was like, perfect, you nailed it. That is the movie. It's a modern-day action vengeance thriller that leans into Shakespearean tradition and tells a mostly visual story.
Yeah, I would say this is also, in some ways, and I use this term lightly, but like a quote-unquote silent movie in terms of no speaking, but there's obviously sound.
There's like 7 lines of dialogue in this movie. And if you include a couple lines that Shailene Woodley repeats, then there's like maybe 10. And if you include some of the lines that you don't hear because they get muffled in the background, which is like part of the storytelling process because you don't need to hear the lines, you just need to hear that someone's angry, there's maybe like 15. Well, you know what I mean?
And that's the thing too, is like, I think what really stood out to me and why I really enjoyed this is the creative way that they work around not having anybody speak. Because at first you're like, okay, this scene is dragging on, somebody's got to say something. And then and the scene that sticks out to me is Shailene Woodley and Ben Foster at a diner. She walks up, pours some coffee. There's a really long moment where they're staring at each other. He lights her cigarette. She blows out his lighter. He smiles. And then we cut to outside the window and they start talking. And I love that we're outside the room. Or you'll hear a guy call Alan Ritchson into a room. He'll open his mouth, the door will shut, and then you don't hear anything. You know, like the way that they use these creative editing and like cinematography tricks and sound design to make the audible, like the dialogue inaudible, I thought was really clever. And one of my favorite things about this is a lot of the scenes will feel like they're going almost too long. Like they teeter just on that edge of going too long, but nailing it in the end by going just long enough.
Allow me to maybe share why that feels that way for you. The editor on this film is Joe Galdo, who also did Monkey Man, Dev Patel's action film a la John Wick style. Yes. And then the cinematographer, here's a funny thing for you, Odie. Cinematographer John Matijek actually is the guy who did Post Malone and Morgan Wallen's video, I Had Some Help.
We were talking about that just before we hit record.
That's for you.
What the fuck?
Yeah. But no, the art director, Rick Dennis, like I genuinely, the costume designer, Amy Roth, really knocked it out of the park. Like everybody actually feel, because the story takes place in 1977. Right. And Detroit. We can get a little bit. Let's just jump into. Yeah, it's in. Go figure. The movie Motor City takes place in Motor City, Detroit. But so the story follows Alan Ritchson as he drops a man off of a roof who's missing a leg. And I say that because that's literally the first shot of the film. It's not a spoiler. So, but like that's where we're starting. We're starting with him dropping a man off of a roof and then firing a shotgun where the shell had a bunch of pennies and a ring in it at a guy who you don't see, who's driving a car at him and hit the brakes. And then we jump back in time, very obviously. We're doing a Quentin Tarantino on this, right? Like, here's the penultimate moment of the film. All right, cool. Let's go back in time. How did we get here? Well, it turns out John Cena, or not John Cena, Alan Ritchson, who gets confused for John Cena in person all the time.
No,
Alan
not
Ritchson,
even a little bit.
No, he does. He talks about it.
What? There's like a 10-year
Yeah, he talked about it in
gap.
interviews. No, people come up to him. They're like, John, can I get a picture?
He doesn't look anything like John Cena.
I agree. I agree.
I was like, are you making this up?
No, I'm not. He talked about it in the same interview where he called the president a bitch.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So anyway, John Cena. Alan Ritchson. He's an ex-Army Ranger, and he's I think he's dealing drugs actually outside of a club, and he meets Shailene Woodley, and then we follow this tragedian story all the way up to that moment that we started with. That is as much as I can give you without spoiling anything. Go see this movie in theaters. We're gonna do full spoilers after I say this. Unless Odie has anything before full spoilers.
No, everything's spoiler related. I think that the other thing too is having watched the trailer after the movie to grab clips for my video. I'm like, damn, I'm so glad I didn't watch the trailer because it kind of gives away everything.
Yes. The composer for this film, Steve Jablonsky, worked alongside the director and Alan Ritchson and Jack White, who actually makes an appearance in the film because we're in full spoilers now, to do the soundtrack. Now, the soundtrack in this film actually does a ton of heavy lifting, which is why I would say they got a very good director who has music video directing experience on a high level, because a lot of this feels like the different scenes are playing out as mini music videos that tell part of the story and then progress the film at the rhythm and pace of the song that's playing.
Yeah, there's a couple songs that you almost listen to the whole track.
Yes.
You know?
100%. So we get all of these little mini music videos to help tell the story. Now, the story, as it continues, because we're in full spoilers now, so we can talk about it. Turns out, go figure, we're in 1977 Detroit. Who shows up? Dirty cops. You got to have dirty cops in 1977 Detroit. I don't know if you know this. There's almost nothing but dirty cops in 1977, except for Ben McKenzie. And you can tell, and here's the cool thing. This story jumps right into the visual storytelling, because we start getting the story of Alan Ritchson and Shailene Woodley and their love story, and he's about to propose to her, and then what comes in the window? Smoke bomb. And then the police. And then we're just getting him getting arrested. This guy shows up. Who's a real bad cop guy? Not Ben Foster. Ben Foster's like
Liev
the
Schreiber.
kingpin.
Master Chief.
No, Pedro Schreiber.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Liev Schreiber, I think, is a Sabretooth.
Pablo Schreiber.
Yeah,
that's his name. There we go. Pablo Schreiber from Halo, TV's Halo.
And Den of Thieves, the first Den of Thieves.
And Den of Thieves. Pablo Schreiber, action star at this point, basically, we could say. Man, he's a dirty cop. Not only is he a dirty cop, he's a dirty senior police officer. And he goes, shh, Alan Ritchson while he's on the ground. I loved this scene because they paint every single other character like this. The next 10 minutes of the movie show you all the important characters, like just about every single one. You get all the main players. Ben McKenzie, turns out he's a good cop. What's he doing? He's actually investigating the crime scene. What are all the other cops doing? Beating the shit out of Alan Ritchson.
Or taking drugs out of his car.
Because that's how many people it takes. I did like how they set this up. Like, he obviously was marked. Like, they picked him. They picked him because he pissed off this gangster club owner guy played by Ben Foster, whose name I believe is Reynolds in this. Yeah.
I don't remember anybody's name because nobody says their name.
I'm going to give you the names. Alan Ritchson plays John Miller. Shailene Woodley plays Sophia. She doesn't get a last name. Amar Chadha Patel, who shows up later, actually my favorite character in the film, plays Singh. Ben Foster is playing Reynolds. Lionel Boyce is playing Youngblood. Pablo Schreiber plays Lieutenant Savick. And then we get Ben McKenzie plays Detective Kent. Everybody else, and then what's really funny, the three main dirty cops that keep showing up in this film are actually, they're played by Dominic Bogart, Raphael Cebrian, and I can't find the other one. Literally the guy's name's Mr. Fitzgerald. But they play Aramis, Athos, and Porthos. So the three dirtiest of cops who are really committed to the bit are named after the Three Musketeers in this film. And that's because they don't need actual names, because we're not saying their names in the film. There's very little dialogue, remember? Alan Ritchson gets sent to jail. I have so many thoughts, but genuinely, there's two things in this film that I don't believe are, and one of them I looked up to make sure that this is the one thing where it kind of took me out. It was there were two things that took me out of this film, and other than that, it's an action film, so it doesn't matter anyway. One, I don't believe that you can make a shank out of candy, which happens in this film. Two, and I think these are my only criticisms of the film. One, I don't think you can make a shank out of candy. It turns out you actually really can't. They're very brittle, and you wouldn't be able to, or you wouldn't be able to do what Alan Ritchson does.
Stab a guy a bunch?
It would break. Yeah, you'd get one good stab. This is a one and done candy knife. You know what I mean? The other thing is, in the very beginning of this film, for like the first 15 minutes, they do their best with camera angles and him holding his posture a specific way to make Alan Ritchson look small.
Yeah.
And I don't believe it. Like, I was laughing. I was chuckling to myself because I'm like, wow, you guys put in a lot of effort to make him look small so you can have a big prison workout sequence.
Yeah, I didn't notice that too.
I was
tell you.
But then he's sitting in the interrogation room, and it's like, he's huge, dude.
Yeah, he's a fucking wall of a man. He's 6'3". He's Reacher.
He's so big.
I think
so big.
For me, the thing that like I kind of had trouble with, and this is probably because of Moana not too long ago, but his wig, his long hair wig, I'm sorry, I don't buy it. I actually loved it. I was like, oh, that's what he would look like. He looks like, genuinely, he looks like he's going to go be in the musical Rock of Ages when they show him with long hair. He kind of looks like a dweeb with that hair. Oh, I thought it was hilarious. I'm like, are you going to go be in the musical Rock of Ages? Are you the lead for Rock of Ages, the musical? No, that's Tom Cruise. Yeah, like, I don't know. For me, the hair was the only thing. But, yeah, there's not a lot of things in this. Like, I think in terms of an action movie, there are some moments where, like, normal people 100% would have died. But that's where you just got to suspend your disbelief a little bit. But I think most of the action is fairly, like, I hate to use the word grounded, but it feels more. A lot of it is. Yeah. Because it's simple, right? Like, it's very simple action. Like, they get in a fight, they almost immediately, literally go to the ground a lot. Yeah, there's a couple moments that stand out to me as, like, a little bit unbelievable. Maybe I'll cover that, but it doesn't even matter. This is a hard-boiled detective thriller with action. Like, that's what this is. It's a classic LA noir type, like there's a good cop and he's looking in on the case, and there's corrupt people and they're controlling the narrative, and then there's a guy in prison, and when he gets out, he's swearing vengeance. The real reason he swears vengeance, though, and I do want to highlight the scene. So Shailene Woodley, her story is told through her eyes. Like, she is actually given a good amount of agency in this film, but you see very quickly she's by herself. Like, she's questioning the relationship that she had with this man, and they're showing all this stuff visually, right? And then she's getting an eviction notice. She's still working at a shitty diner. Like, life is in a really rough spot for her. Who shows up? Her ex-boyfriend, Reynolds, aka Ben Foster, and they have this beautiful sequence where she's standing and he's sitting. So she has all the power, right? She has, like, and this is what I love about this, is they told this story perfectly visually, and I'll exemplify it with this scene specifically. He is sitting down, and boy, does he just look greasy, period. Like, at all points in this film, even when he shows up way later, Ben Foster just looks greasy. So he's sitting down. He's got his little greasy comb over. He's at a table. Obviously, she knows him. This is her abusive ex-boyfriend. And then she walks over, and then she is standing, he's sitting, she pours a cup of coffee, and he's sitting down, like, to be a customer at this diner that she works at. She pours a cup of coffee. It's actually hers. She starts drinking it. So then she puts down the coffee pot. He sees what she does. He goes to pour his own coffee. She sits down and assists him in pouring the coffee. So you can see, without any dialogue happening, he's negotiating to have more control, more power, to level the playing field in this sequence. As she sits down, we've leveled the playing field. Now they're at the same level. We're not looking up at her anymore, right? Now they're sitting across from each other. She helps him pour the coffee. Oh, that's a little bit of assistance. Then he lights a cigarette, and he offers her a cigarette. Oh, she's got her own. She still has some agency here. They're still negotiating back and forth. Then he offers to light her cigarette. She lets him. Then she says, hello. And then we cut outside. He says hi. So she even gets the first word here. And this is how they show, hey, this was agency. She's in a really rough spot.
However, she is making the decisions every single moment through this scene. And I love that scene in particular. I was like, that was beautiful. Everything you just did there, perfect. Good job. We get 2 of like the very few pieces of dialogue that we get in this movie, and it's hello and hi, and it's so perfect. It's we've talked about this before. It's phatic communication. You're communicating, you're testing the signal, you're saying, hey, are we on the same page? Yeah, we're on the same page. And like that sometimes can be the most meaningful moment of an entire novel or an entire scene. And it was.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I thought that scene really, really stood out to me as one of the reasons of, like, one of my examples of a scene that almost goes too long.
Yes.
Like, it almost goes too long, but I love the way it ends where you cut outside the diner and then you see them having a full-on conversation, but we don't know what they said. You know, the next time we see
Does it matter?
The next time we see those 2 characters, it's a montage of them dancing, and she seems happy and seems things good until things inevitably aren't good.
Yep.
You know?
And then Ben Foster, and then Ben Foster, I would say the place where Ben Foster really fucked up, because Alan Ritchson, like, when you see him, the next time you see him, he's, like, totally broken. He's got long hair. He's real Grizzly Adams looking, right? He's got a beard. He's got long hair. He's been in prison for a while. He's looking rough. But he's still keeping himself in shape. He's still a giant man. And then he gets a letter, and it's a picture of Reynolds and Sophia. And it says, you should have seen the honeymoon. And then he vows vengeance in that moment. He's like, I'm going to fuck. He's like, wait, that guy put me here, and he's taunting me. I'm going to link up with my guys from the Army Rangers who come to visit me, played by Amar Chadha Patel and by Lionel Boyce, who is Carl from what's that movie?
Project Hail Mary.
Yeah, who's Carl from Project Hail Mary, and we're going to fuck this guy up. And let me tell you, if there's any 2 MVPs of this film, it's fucking Amar Chadha Patel and Lionel Boyce, a.k.a. Carl from Project Hail Mary. And they are fucking amazing.
And that's something that
every scene.
I really love that element in movies where, and it's because I'm a veteran myself, but like when basically Alan Ritchson's like, hey, guys, we need to go fuck some shit up, and they're like, when and where? You know, that's essentially it. Like, they're just like, yeah, when and where?
There have never been 2 more ride or die guys than these 2. Like, okay, first off, let's break this down, because, and this is why I think these guys are the best in the film. Straight up, like, he's like, hey, we gotta make sure that we know that there's these corrupt cops. We gotta figure out who it is, because it's not just this guy. They go and they fucking torture first off the right people. Yeah. Which are 2 of the 3 Musketeers who have been kicking the shit out of Alan Ritchson. But the scene where, like, the guy goes to get to the car and Singh, played by Omar, is on the car just, like, eating an apple, hanging out, chilling. And then he gets hit from behind by fucking Youngblood. And then, like, they're just like, and then we cut to the interrogation, and they've strapped a battery to his feet, and then we see that there's another guy being interrogated. And then we see that they were actually in the same, like, rundown, leaky warehouse. Like, so fucking perfect. And they're like, cool, we got the info that we need. We're going to break our boy out of prison now. And then Amar Chadha Patel's character, Singh, does probably, I think, the coolest thing in the entire film. He goes, not only... and this is how I imagine this conversation went. He goes, "Hey guys, yeah, we're gonna go break our boy John Miller out of prison, but I'm gonna put gasoline on the back of the car and fucking light up the prison
do some
yard
donuts first."
Listen, you didn't have to do that.
Yes, he did.
But I'm glad you did.
Yes, he did. He had
because
to.
That is one of the coolest fucking moments of the entire. He just comes in, does a couple donuts. It's 1977. You know everybody still smokes cigarettes. He throws a cigarette. He lights it on fire. And then they drive away from an exploding car. I love this scene. Or no, they walk away. They walk away from an exploding car and get into another vehicle. The jailbreak was amazing.
I was gonna say
everything
the jailbreak
is so
is
fucking good.
That whole sequence of the jailbreak, you know, we've seen tons of jailbreaks in movies before, and they're anywhere from, you know, sneaking out, long-term plans, you know, somebody breaking you out. But I thought this one was so much more like, yeah, like I could see that, like very simplistic, like We're going to get the guard uniforms. One guy's going to get the badge. There's no phones.
Yep.
There's no the security cameras are there, but like this is a day and age where you could get away with just putting on a uniform and walking in and being like, "Oh yeah, I'm Carl, the new guy." You know, and people will be like, "All right, Carl, you're the new guy. You got a uniform." You know, and so using that and playing into the time period advantage of this, and it's basically he stabs a guard in his cell and then just walks out the front door, which I think is really cool.
Which you could do in that was part of the rules in 1977. If you killed the guard that was responsible for kicking the shit out of you, you were allowed to walk out of jail.
Yeah.
As long as the detective who is coming to jail to check on you doesn't get you first. That's part of the rules, and they did make it out. So Pablo Schreiber does not get to arrest him. That's literally written in that was law back then. They had to change that.
Yeah.
Because people were just breaking out of jail all the time. I don't know if you've seen 1977 hard-boiled detective thrillers. People just break out all the time.
Crime
in
everywhere.
Jail in 1977. All crime everywhere.
Yeah.
That's Motor City, baby. Okay. At the same time, we got another story. We got Ben McKenzie. And Ben McKenzie, he's looking into this case, and he's like, something's not adding up. Let me go talk to my superior officer. Who's your superior officer? It's Pablo Schreiber.
It's the corrupt guy.
It's the corrupt guy. He's a superior. Oh, it turns out Lieutenant Savick, he's one of the guys who he orchestrated this entire thing. And he closes the door, and we don't even need to see what happens because you know what he says. He says, I want you to stop fucking looking at this case.
Yep, 100%.
And then Ben McKenzie's like, you know what? I'm not going to stop looking at it. And then Pablo Schreiber's like, okay, well, I'm going to find you some rainy night and shoot you in the fucking face.
Yeah, I'm going to shoot you in the head twice.
And he does.
Yeah.
He shoots him in the head twice.
As soon as Ben McKenzie goes to talk to Shailene Woodley, I was
Yes.
like, oh, man, he's going to die.
Also, you knew the moment he walked into that restaurant to go talk to her and give her the truth that he was going to die. Second off, did you see Jack White playing the piano?
Yeah.
As like the best piano player. Like, here's the funny thing. Everybody else in that scene reacting to Shailene Woodley losing her mind
And he's
over
just
like
playing.
the conversation. And he does not stop playing the entire time. Oh my I loved Jack White.
I think
like
that
what
scene-
a great little cameo.
That scene probably has the most audible dialogue. Actually, Shailene Woodley probably has the most audible dialogue. That scene, and then when she sees him through the two-way or the one-way glass when he's first arrested, when
Yes.
Reacher is. Yeah,
She
like,
says, I loved you.
and then
Past
she says that a
tense.
couple times, and then when she's walking out of the restaurant, she's like, "Mind your own fucking business."
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And then she goes back and she's like, hey, it's Christmas time, by the way. Ben Foster, here's a present. It's the ring I was given by John. And Ben Foster's like, yeah, all right. Well, now that you know the truth, because that's what this reveals visually, right?
Yeah.
Like she's like, I know the truth about what happened. And then Ben Foster's like, yeah, well, how do you feel about being strapped to a bed doing heroin all the time? Because that's what you're gonna do now.
That's what I'm going to do to you. I'm going
And-
to basically like
That's what I'm gonna do to you. I'm gonna drug you up and keep you in bed.
Yeah.
Which is horrible. That's probably the worst thing. So we know he's a bad guy. We knew this already, but now he's the worst guy.
Now we really
now-
know.
And now Alan Richson and
out of jail.
Amar Chadha Patel and Lionel Boyce, they gotta come kill him.
Now, let me ask
They
you.
gotta.
The scene where the three amigos go into Ben Foster's house to rescue Sophia, Shailene Woodley.
Yes. Yes.
What did you think? I think let me back up for a second. I think one of the things that this movie did that I was like, this was exactly what you needed to do, and I think it was perfect, was when they're escaping, Ben Foster goes to shoot Alan Richson, and Shailene Woody gets in the way and takes the bullet
Yeah.
and dies. And I think
No, that was perfect.
this whole, like, up until that point, the way that the story between the love interests play out is, you know, he met her at a club. He gets into a fist fight with Ben Foster and some of his guys. He cuts Ben Foster with a broken bottle. She goes off with him. He clearly never forgot about it, but obviously Alan Richardson's character did. He ends up falling in love with this girl. They build a life together. He works in a factory. She works in a diner. It's a simple life, but it's their life. He finally saved up enough money to get a ring. He proposes. She says yes. He goes to jail. He's framed. She thinks that he's a bad guy now. And I think that there's an element of like, oh, this guy that I was going to marry was just as bad as the last guy I was with, which adds an element to why she went back to Ben Foster in the first place, because in her head, Alan Richardson was also dealing drugs and was also a bad guy. And then he goes to jail. He gets the picture. He gets out of jail. All he can think about is getting back to her. And the moment he finally does, she dies.
Shakespearean tragedy, baby.
I love it.
That's what we got. Yeah, and not only that, she dies saving his life.
Yeah.
From Ben Foster,
Because
who is just an absolute slimeball.
And I love
the entire
that
film.
shows that she then like saw the truth and believed
Yes.
that he was the good guy she thought that he was, and she gave her life to show that. And I just thought that was like really well done.
Yes, and that ushers us into our third act. And what's our third act? It's nothing but action,
Baby.
It's nothing but action, and it starts with our boys, ride or die, making custom shotgun shells
and silencers.
Get yourself some friends like these guys, like that'll do donuts in the prison yard and light cars on fire. That'll make custom shotgun shells and saw off shotguns with you. That'll straight up go into battle and fight Pablo Schreiber and get stabbed in a stairwell. Okay. I'm convinced had Singh, the character, one of our ride or die ex-Army Ranger guys, had he made it into that stairwell 15 seconds earlier, the movie would have been over. Because he would have seen Ben Foster, stabbed him, and then everybody would have been like, well, fuck, it's over now. Like, he would have ended the film. They make the custom pipe up. Here's the funniest thing. So I went to see this movie. We're sitting in the theater, and like it cuts to that scene. What's the first thing he's doing? He's shaving rust and metal debris off of a muffler into a little container, and I immediately went, oh, he's making bombs.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
And my friend Lexi goes, what? And then they are making bombs, and then she goes, how do you know that? Do you know how to make bombs? I'm like, no, how did you not know? Like, that's what he's making bombs. Like,
they're ex-Army Ranger people that are about to go on a revenge mission. They're making bombs.
And then the first thing that they do is they throw them, and they create this beautiful, like, ambiance of just, and I say beautiful, but like a lot of this scene is in slow motion when they get into the warehouse. They throw the first bomb. It goes off, sparks everywhere.
They go after like the generators
now we've got
or whatever.
They're blowing up Transformers. And now, because they're knocking the power out, and now we're getting like, so now all the lighting is like sparks and Transformers going off and stuff like that. The lighting and the editing in this action sequence leading up to one of the best fights in the entire fucking movie
Elevator
is so good. Yeah, the elevator fight. So we get like this beautiful sequence where Lionel Boyce and unfortunately Lionel Boyce and Amar Chadha Patel, they die. And you know they're going to die going into this because they're ride or die. Those are the two options. And if you don't die, you ride. And they die.
Also, you just know that they're going to.
R.I.P. Yeah, well, because like, you've seen the beginning. They're not in it. So,
yeah, that's why I was like, oh,
yeah,
bummer.
But then Alan Ritchson so Ben Foster's escaping, and so's like one of his henchmen, right? And then Alan Ritchson goes and John Miller, he goes and he gets into the elevator, and I think I held my breath right before this happened because I was like, oh, I know what's gonna happen. And then fucking Pablo Schreiber dives into the elevator. And here's the thing that I love about this. They show you right before it happens. They show you this guy's deadly because who does he kill? Singh. Who's the MVP of the film? Singh. He kills the MVP first, so that like when he dives in the elevator, I'm like, oh yeah, no, this guy could probably fight Alan Ritchson. Yeah, he defeated that other guy who was like, that guy was tough as nails too. They had a tough fight in that stairwell, so like it doesn't happen out of nowhere, and that's what I really like about the direction of this film and how it shows this, right? Like they show him. Because too many times in an action film, you just like you get like the lead, like the end of John Wick. You've got this old Ukrainian gangster who's like fucking 70, and he like steps off of a helicopter and then like throws his fist down. Like, you're gonna fight the guy who just killed 200 people and you've done nothing this entire film? No.
Yeah.
This guy, however, you just killed an Army Ranger and you're gonna go fight another one who's probably pretty injured? Yeah. Believable. That's what we mean by grounded. And here's the thing, Odie. Alan Ritchson had to fight to keep this fight scene in the film.
That's one of the best moments.
Exactly. He said, because the director came to him and was like, I think we have to cut the elevator sequence. And Alan Richardson, as he's talking about the making of this movie, goes, over my dead fucking body.
Yeah, there's no way.
It's like, yes.
Yeah.
So thank you for keeping this scene in the film because it's the best scene of the film.
It's
so good.
It's a little like, not like it made me squirm, but like the moment where he gets his hand stabbed and he like pulls it out. Like I hate that moment in movies. Like I'm like, but like,
well, and yeah, you're watching it. You're like, is he gonna get his hand out? Is he gonna get his hand out? Oh, he got it out.
Not that way. I thought he was gonna like lift it out, not that way.
Yeah. Also, yeah, that was crazy. Like when he
and then
just
the knife
rips
has like
the knife through his hand.
The point on the hilt, and you're just waiting for someone to land on it.
I was waiting for someone to fall on it,
me
and then
too.
they didn't, and I was like, oh my god.
But then my favorite
genuinely
part is you hear the shot of a gun, and Pablo Schreiber just looks at him, and then he just holds up his leg and tries to put it back on. Beautiful.
That moment
Beautiful.
was fucking. That moment was like it was meaningful and gruesome, but it was also a little bit Tropic Thunder. You know what I mean?
A little
like,
bit.
Yeah. like where he's like, oh no, maybe I could put, and like I actually said out loud, I was like, that's not how that works, buddy. Like,
no, you need some super glue or something, buddy.
Yeah. And then he dies. So then we come back to the opening scene, and Alan Richardson times it, creates a counterweight with his gun, and then lobs him off of the building and onto a moving car. First off, you're a physicist now. Like you understand trajectory and gravity on a level that that's the moment where I was like, this guy's intelligent. Like, you know, like
that's the most unbelievable moment of the movie.
You were able to calculate that to a T, sir. So bravo. Like, imagine if he missed and the cars just drove off. Like, and then you think it's going to end because we've come back up to the beginning sequence where Alan Richardson is getting ejected off of the hood of a car that was just speeding and firing a shotgun into Ben Foster's face, but it's not. And Odie, I'd like you to take over the rest of the conversation.
The rest of the car chase. Well, so when I say that there's like some moments where like normal people would have died, when Alan Richardson's thrown off the car and like tumbles with all the knife wounds and stuff, he would have been dead. And then he gets in a convertible and sprints, which I remember in the theater, and this just made me remember this. There was a moment where Ben Foster's driving in the convertible, and you see this blurry figure getting closer and closer and closer to the back of the car. And I was just like, it would be terrifying to look in your rearview mirror and see Alan Richardson in an alleyway at night chasing you in a car.
I had the same exact. I literally turned over Lex and I go, imagine a man of that size just landing on the back of your vehicle.
Terrifying.
I would shit myself. I would shit myself.
I would shit myself.
I don't know that I've ever thought of a situation that was more likely that I would shit myself that didn't involve laxatives than Alan Richardson landing on the back of my car. You know what I mean? Like, even if he wasn't angry, I'd probably still shit. I'd shit myself out of respect. You know? Like,
that's for you, Alan.
I'd be like, Alan, it's great to meet you. I need to go to a store and get new pants. Like,
please.
Why did you do that? You ruined my pants.
It was your surprise present. The convertible car chase is I really
It's not even a chase, it's a fight.
Well, that's what
he gets into the convertible and they just fight.
He chases the convertible for 5 seconds, then they fight on it. And so well done. Like,
oh my
God. The cinematography in this just is so good.
It's going back and forth. You get just enough shots of each one of them kind of grabbing the wheel and correcting the
with
car.
With their feet, too, trying to steer.
Yeah, like keeping it on the road. Like, there's enough where I'm like, oh, yeah, no, they're still very focused on not flipping this thing, and then it fucking flips.
I was expecting 100% when Alan Richardson crawls out of the trash because he's not under the car. He flies out.
He got ejected out of the car.
But we see that Ben Foster was still in it. I was like, oh, he's going to be cut in half. It's going to land on him in half or something like that. Like, it's going to be like half his body. But much to my surprise, opens the door and Ben Foster's gone. He's gone. He's gone.
And then we cut to black with sirens wailing, and you know that he's getting arrested again.
Or he escaped.
Or, no, Alan Richardson.
No, I'm saying he must have escaped because how would he not be in prison at the end of the movie?
Maybe he escaped, but I think he got arrested. Anyway, doesn't matter. But he So, like, we hear sirens, it cuts to black, and I was like, all right, if we get a title card, I'm pissed. First off. Like, I'm pissed, but also good tragedy if we get a title card there. But I want to know what happens. Cut. Hard open. Who is it? 82-year-old Ben Foster. He's chilling. Old man Ben Foster. We've aged him up. We did the opposite of original gangsters. We've aged him up. And so now he's looking out over a pond. He's on oxygen. He's got a maid who he obviously is mistreating because he's a horrible man. You don't even need to see him do it. You're just like, wow, I feel bad for her. And then she gives him a gift. And you're like, wow, is it his birthday? No, it's not. Mm-hmm. It's Alan Richardson has been doing some crafting. He's been doing a little bit of scrapbooking. And the scrapbook says, you weren't easy to find. And Ben Foster's like, oh, fuck.
He freaks out.
This guy's still coming for me. And he goes inside. And
he waddles inside
scared
because he's old.
He shuffles. He shuffles inside. And then we get this really beautiful shot. Did you notice this too? We get a shot where in front of a Greek statue, a piece of antiquity, of a statue that looks kind of scared themselves, we get him mirroring the statue in front of the statue. I was like, wow, you didn't even need to do that, but I thank you. That was good.
So many subtleties.
That was artistic, right? Like, to show him in the same position as this Greek statue, like, there's so many moments where I'm just like, artistically, I'm like, you didn't need to do that, but thank you for doing it. And then he turns over, and who's in the corner? It's the oldest looking Alan Richardson I've ever seen in my life.
Fair, because I've never seen him this old before.
What is that? You know who he looks like? He looks like King Koopa from the 1992 Mario Brothers
Your favorite movie.
But I love that movie, so I love this scene. But he's in the shadows, and he looks creepy as fuck, and he's got liver spots all over him, and he just makes a gesture for Ben Foster to come sit down.
Just like Ben Foster did in the interrogation room way back when.
Exactly. And so we get the mirror image of the interrogation scene. He goes, hey, sit down. Ben Foster comes and sits down. What does he do? Turn off his oxygen.
That was great. I was like, hell yeah, make him suffer a little bit.
And then I thought we were going to watch him slowly suffocate, but instead we get the final two lines of the film. We get Ben Foster saying, I loved her, and we get Alan Richardson saying, I still do.
Bam.
And then a shotgun shot, and it's over. And then we get the title card, and I just about stood up and clapped because this was a piece of art and cinema and an action movie. It was everything that like I could want in an action film. Even if you listened to this whole podcast and haven't seen this movie, go see this movie in theaters.
We're not doing it enough justice, for sure.
It's so fucking good. Yeah. You mean the UnPop Comedy Hour didn't do justice to a piece of art? Like,
when do we ever?
You mean You mean me making a bunch of jokes along the way didn't do justice? Yeah, no, this movie is amazing. You need to go see it. The fact that like it got passed along for 10 years. Here's the funny: if you Google this movie right now, Amber Heard is still attached to the project. That's how much this project got passed.
Sorry, but like, thank God. And honestly, like this, I like Chris Hemsworth, but he was attached to Star at one point, and I'm like, thank God. Like, not that these are bad. Amber Heard sucks, but like Chris Hemsworth, I like. But like Alan Richardson was a really good choice.
So they started the process of making this iteration of this film in 2023. Alan Richardson even says, he goes, I didn't know that this script existed, but it was like already like legendary. So many people had already read the script because it was on the blacklist for so many years. So many people had read the script and gone, I don't know how we're going to do this, you know? And like literally leading man after leading man after leading man was like, oh yeah, no, we might do Motor City. That would be cool. And people who are like writers and producers, they've all read it. Like this script is infamous in Hollywood. And people were like, wow. And genuinely, it seems like the general consensus around the script for this is that it's a masterpiece, period.
Yeah.
And so to see it brought to life this way and done justice in a way that we can't here on the Unpop Comedy Hour, is just amazing. Like this one of the best films of the year. I think I'm going to say that now. This is probably going to be in my top 5.
Well, I told you, like, this reminds me of the movie last year that I saw with Billy Magnuson called Violent Ends, where I went in knowing nothing, and I was like, oh, this movie's out this weekend. I need something to go see. Let's go watch it. And I walked out of that movie being like, damn, that was incredible.
Props to Ben Foster for being in Shakespearean films.
He was in a movie, the one that I was thinking of, so it's it's the villain in Violent Ends is the hero in the movie King Ivory, where Ben Foster is the villain, and I got all of that confused.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, and King Ivory was a bad movie, but yeah, it was bad, really bad, really stupid.
Well, Ben Foster, you did good in this one. How about that?
Yeah, he plays a guy who can't speak. He has to like hold a thing to speak in King Ivory, and I fucking hated it.
Did I miss anything, or do you think we missed anything as we were talking about this that was maybe like
great
a favorite
soundtrack
moment of yours?
Love
my
the
God,
use of the chain. Love the use of the chain by Fleetwood Mac.
Yep. No, that was the chain plays during the police raid.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. No, and that's one of the tracks where we just about get the whole song.
I was like, I love this song. I'm here for it.
Yeah. No, it was so good. I think there's a really nice moment, the initial fight scene between him, John Miller and Reynolds like 2 bodyguard guys. I think that was a really good moment because he does get the shit beat out of him a little bit. And he just like kind of out-toughs the other 2 bodyguards and like gets a lucky strike and like then kind of gets in on Ben Foster. Like Shailene Woodley pushes the gun up and he fires into the air, and then Alan Ritchson uses that moment to like keep his arm up and then put a bottle under his neck, and he kind of looks at Shailene Woodley and he's like, should I kill him? And Shailene Woodley's like, no, don't do it.
He's like, I will.
All right,
I'll kill him
I'm
right now.
just gonna cut him on the fucking chest.
Okay, that's the one thing that I do wish we would have seen when Ben Foster showed back up in the interrogation room. I wish there would have been like some kind of scar on his chest. Like,
I bet there was, like, they just didn't make it prominent. Like, they didn't make it like a defining piece of the character. Like, we know it's there, and I'm with you. I wish we would have like maybe seen it a little more.
Then he would have had 2 scars from Alan Ritchson, his face and his chest.
My, yeah,
and his heart.
And then he shows up and turns on. Imagine your boogeyman in life is Alan Ritchson.
I would be I'd be terrified if he jumped on my convertible.
First off, I don't think I would have the balls that Reynolds has. I would be like, that guy's huge. I should not fuck with him.
I wouldn't. What the fuck? No.
Yeah. Also, you own like a huge club. He's obsessed. I don't think he loves Shailene Woodley. I think he was obsessed with her character. I think he was obsessed with Sophia, and because like he didn't win, he just wanted to get back at this guy, and then she was like the prize. Like he didn't care
a trophy.
about her.
It's a trophy.
Yeah,
like
she literally was a trophy to him.
She's dressed in all the nice clothes, the nice
not
house.
a woman. Yeah.
And
yeah.
The one thing I think we pretty much hit everything.
Cool.
I have a lot of thoughts about it, but they're not ones that I can really articulate because you basically said all of them for me, which is fine because I'm doing a mini review on this anyways, where I got to kind of like put it in my own words.
This happens anytime we get a really artsy film. Is I'm like right. Like I'll like talk for 5 minutes and they'll go right, Odie.
That's honestly, that's fine with me because then we get our doomsdays, and then I get to be like, all right, so back in Marvel issue 139, this happened.
True. Yeah.
We both bring our strengths.
Yep.
I help you remember.
I like
what
the
people
artsy fartsy stuff.
I just have the movie knowledge of you say actor. I'm like, oh, they were in this and this. I'm your IMDb.
Well, the thing about this was it was itching my brain when I left the theater. I'm like, how did this, like, I'm like, where did this movie come from? Like, because it was so unique, right? Because we don't get action movies like this, ever. We've never had this is wholly unique in its telling. And so I was like, where did this come from? And as I looked into it, I kept like messaging you. I was like, hey, by the way, I don't know if you knew this, but like, here's a cool fact about this film. Here's a cool fact about the script. Oh, it turns out actually like somebody wanted to make a universal film. And I think they did. You could sit down with this film with anybody anywhere in the world and watch it. And they would get what's going on because of how the story is told. And I think one of the coolest things is like could you even see anybody else being in this film? Like, could we replace any of these actors with anybody? I don't think we could.
Here's my dream cast for this movie.
Okay.
Mel Gibson in the lead.
No.
Armie Hammer as the lieutenant. Johnny Depp as one of the ride or dies. Amber Heard as the other ride or die. I think bring in Kevin Spacey as one of them.
Johnny Depp and Amber Heard making shotgun shells next to each other side by side.
And then let's bring in The Rock. I think The Rock should play Shailene Woodley's character.
Oh, my God. Get out of here. Shut up. What's your jam?
My jam. Do I have a jam? I don't know.
Yeah, what's your jam?
Let me see.
What have you been doing this week? What are you watching? What are you listening to?
Not much, man.
What?
I've been mainly listening to the new Bring Me the Horizon album, which is not like anything new. I've been doing that since it came out.
That's fine. Yeah. Oh wait, you mean the re-release? I'm
saying
Count
new,
Your Blessings.
but the Count Your Blessings Repented.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. What? Tell me your jams. While I look and see if I've watched or read or.
Oh my God.
Oh wait. No, I said that last week. This last week I really didn't do a whole lot. I've been really focusing on some creative stuff. I watched Spider-Man 3, which was fun, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I think this might be one of those weeks where I just don't really have a jam to share, really.
A couple weeks ago, an album got released that flew under the radar for me, and then this week was highlighted on I think it's like 5 for Fridays. It's like an Apple Music thing that Vince Staples is doing, where he's presenting 5 songs
he's a
or albums
crybaby
every Friday.
So
we love him. He highlighted this album. I did not know this, but Kenny Beats actually did a lot of production on this album. It's by a band called Show Me the Body, and if you're itching for like an old school, simplistic, like I'm talking like very simple, very raw sounding, like punk sound, Show Me the Body has an album called Alone Together. And I would say one of the best tracks on the album that I heard this morning was Eat for Peace. Really jamming that. The overture is the intro to the album. It's really cool. Kenny Beats, who is one of the more prolific producers of our era, has worked with like J. Cole and a lot of like Kenny Beats is, if name your favorite rapper, Kenny Beats has likely worked with.
I know that name.
Right?
Kenny Beats.
So him coming in and working on Show Me the Body's album Alone Together is huge. That's crazy. It's really cool. And it just goes, the reason this is like one of my jams this week is this shows like the trajectory of experimental and or popular experimental music. Like you've got A$AP Rocky doing a little bit of punk now. You've got people jumping around and saying, all right, well, let's do a country song. Let's do a pop song. Let's have fun with this. Something that has been happening in music for, I want to say, well over a decade is that like artists who are taking themselves more seriously as an artist rather than just a performer or an entertainer or a writer or a producer are just going, yeah, you know what? I'm feeling inspired in this space this week. And I think that's really cool because it's so the opposite of AI. These people taking a raw, more like rudimentary, fundamental approach really to music and saying, all right, well, I'm going to experiment in this space and have a fuck ton of fun with it and see what comes out. So Show Me the Body, highly recommend. Definitely check out the album Alone Together. And then just this morning, I had another artist come my way, female recording artist. She has a song called Me and You that is in my recently listened to, and her name is Girl Sweet Talk or Girl Sweet Voiced. Brand new to me. Like I literally just started listening to this. She has a very sweet voice. Her name is literally what she is. Girl Sweet Voiced is an independent artist. A couple songs that I highly recommend: Energizer, Spearmint, and Me and You. I think these tracks are like sick, and they're simple, and they're the opposite of Show Me the Body. They're very like down to earth, very quiet, like, you know, kind of chill vibe. So I highly recommend those two. Show Me the Body I can't recommend enough. Like if you were a fan of like Black Flag or even like not Dillinger, but like there's just like old school punk bands that I'm not conjuring in my mind right now that they sound a lot like, and I've really been enjoying that. Like Slow Joy has a very grunge sound. You've got Dexter and the Moon Rocks. There's a lot of people who are coming back around on that early 90s sound, but we have new recording capabilities. We have new instrumentation. We have new pedals. Like there's so much new stuff that you can bring to an old sound that the resurgence of grunge and punk, I think, has been a lot of fun. And like, I mean, we were even starting to see it with like Turnstile in the early 2020s. Like they were bringing a punk sound back into their music and then throwing in other elements. Like it's just been so cool to have that. And before I go on too long, those are my jams. I'm going to cut myself off. Okay.
It's not a traditional jam. So I'd like to say that.
Okay. Is it an anti-jam?
No. It's a hate watch jam. Or a so bad it's
kind
good
of an
jam.
anti-jam. So like an anti-hero jam.
Yeah, it's a magnum opus jam.
We've got a magnum opus jam.
Kevin and I have been planning and working on doing more content together, both for UnPop and Magnum Opus, like we said at the start. And so I watched a movie the other night called In the Lost Lands. Now, I planned on covering this on Magnum Opus by myself in my traditional format, where I do a quick, like, 3 to 4 minute recap of the plot of what happened, blah, 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 and then all the silly stuff that I think is stupid and fun, and is it so bad it's good or just plain garbage, right? Mm-hmm. And I got about 25 minutes in, and I was like, you know who would really hate this? Kevin. And so if you are a fan of So Bad They're Good movies, Paul W.S. Anderson with Mila Jovovich and Dave Bautista yet again, if you enjoy watching movies that are kind of bad, I think you should check out In the Lost Land. It is a CGI, like, Western, post-apocalyptic, green screen, fucking vomit-filled mess. It is stupid on every level. It's pointless. The dialogue, dude, there's so many lines in this movie, and I can't wait for you to watch it. There's so many lines where the characters will say something, and you're like, did a middle school boy write this dialogue? Because it's bad. Like, it's really bad. And there's like a big reveal at the end, which I won't spoil here, where like Mila Jovovich and Dave Bautista have this conversation. She's like, I knew all this stuff. And he's like, what? There's a train that is like full of weapons and stuff. And oh man, the payoff for that is great. It's really bad. And if you love watching bad movies, or if you just like green screen nightmares, then I would say check that out. That's a jam for you.
You know what's a good jam that we both can agree upon, and people can find it on their preferred listening platform? The Motor City soundtrack.
Fair.
Yep.
That's good.
That should have just been the jam this week. We should have just been like, just go listen to that. Just like, forget everything else we said. Just go listen to that, and then watch our videos in the future. Have fun. Everybody have a great week. Odie, do you have anything else to say before I wrap this thing up?
Good luck. Have fun.
Have fun.
Eat cereal.
Oh, I thought you were going to say don't die.
Dude, they got strawberry cinnamon toast crunch now. It's like only 100 and some calories per 1 cup. It's great.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Good shit, man. Well, you know what I'm going to have after we record?
Oreos of some weird variety?
No, I've got banana bread. Homemade.
So normal stuff for once.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for not eating on the podcast the last couple episodes, by the way.
Well, we've got more listeners now. I should probably stop.
You should have stopped when we had one. Me.
No. No.
You know, I'm the original listener of this podcast when you think about it.
Yes, you
and
are.
so are you.
Technically,
oh my God, are we Adam and Eve?
We're the first fans. You're Eve.
Of course. Obviously.
100%.
She's in charge. Obviously, I'm Eve.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to another episode of the UnPop Podcast. Thank you for weathering this absurd existence with us. The president's a bitch. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you have any questions, comments, concerns about our mental health subpoenas, or you would like us to podcast live at your funeral, make sure to email mysecretpoweris@gmail.com. Always make sure to keep up to date with our brother-sister channel, Magnum Nopus, and art by FrankAce, music by moi. We'll see you next week when we're talking about
Avengers Doomsday. Spider-Man Brand New Day.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
That's not next week.
You put me on the spot.
Spider-Man. We're talking Spider-Man. We're talking about fucking John Bernthal punching people in the face on the streets of New York while Spider-Man tries to stop him.
And then the Hulk is there. Rawr.
I guess so.
Okay, bye.